gonna jump to it, y'all. Dating in your 30s.
Right.
To it.
And if y'all can, whoever in here, if y'all can, shoot, y'all share it too. Tell y'all peoples to come on over and join this conversation, especially the single people, because it's really fun. It's really funny when I put that poll out last week about like, hey, you know, I know we talked on the phone. I was like, you know, I'm slowly but surely like starting to get back into like, you know, just putting myself out there. I'm like, I just want to have a discussion right quick. That's why we decided to do it on Instagram and not like, you know, do like a whole, like how we normally do like on YouTube and stuff like that. Cause you know, we just, you know, I'm just dipping my foot back into the water. But it was so funny, this poll. And when I like, you know, reposted like the response of like, what did y'all want to hear? This was the one that like in my DMs, like both men and women. I had men and women like, yeah, you need to touch on that because, you know, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like we're in this space right now. Like, I feel like we're in this space right now everywhere, like, whether you go on, like, YouTube or social media or the internet, I just feel like we're in this weird space where it seems like it's just such, like, this man versus the women thing right now. Like, you got women talking about all this stuff is the man's fault. You got the men talking about all this stuff is the women's fault. So it's like, I just really want to come to, like, how do we get to a happy medium? You know what I'm saying? Because all of this talk right now, I feel like in this talk of like dating and stuff like that, it seems like if anything, it seems like it's starting to cause more of a division, you know? And
I feel like they all just going like this.
I feel like that too. Everybody wants to prove a point. Everybody has a point to prove, and everybody has good points for sure. Everybody has good points on each side. But it's like, okay, once we voice that, how do we come to a happy medium? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. And that's why I was pushing so much for, especially like a lot of single ladies and single men to come in this, because at the end of the day, like, we're married. We've been married for like almost multiple decades at this point. You know what I'm saying?
But also, I feel like people don't, because we are married, people don't value our insight. But
yeah,
but I mean, honestly, that's the goal, right? Is to get with someone and stay with them, right? So
exactly.
That too many single people sometimes feel like they can't hang around people that are in relationships, and that's not true. They feel like, well, I'm a third wheel. No, it's not. If you want to be and see what examples of couples are that might, you know, work for you, you need to be around them. And I really feel like people feel some type of way about that, and they shouldn't, because a man that's actually with a woman, they're very protective. You know, you getting protected. You know, you're going to get cared for. I mean, if anything, it's good energy to be in. If, you know, again, if you're looking to look for some of those qualities in a relationship that has been ongoing.
Exactly.
Going, and it may be something you haven't seen. And people are just like, no, but everybody wants the big picture, but nobody wants
sometimes you need to be around to see what not to do. you get a wide range of the spectrum.
But see, that's what I say. We're allowed to take what we need and let the rest fly.
Yeah,
like,
what I say.
You're denying yourself all these different ways to look at how things work because you are looking at what? Hopefully, you don't say social media and couples goals and all that other mess. Because I'm gonna then we really got a whole nother problem. But I think this place right now is just we just haven't had the freedom lately to just have, you know, good old love of self. So
yeah.
You know, like I said, we're gonna talk about it. I don't know when you want to jump into this and how you want to jump in, but
hey, yeah, let's start.
I'm interested to hear everybody's how everybody feels. I want to acknowledge everybody's feelings and everybody's concerns.
Me too.
And
agreed.
Let's start to collide. Like, you know,
yes.
Really bring
Let's see if we can come to a happy medium. I know that we're only just two women. We can't, you know, I know Big Sean said one man can change the world. I think when it comes to dating, I don't think us two is going to resolve this in one setting.
I don't resolve it all, but there's somebody on here. There's somebody on here looking to hear something that may help them along their journey. And
exactly.
Like you said,
that's what we're trying to do.
Yes. So hopefully y'all again, take what you need from this conversation today, let the rest fly. But hopefully you hear something that resonates with you, something that, you know, opens your mind to, you know, way of thinking, or maybe something you didn't think about, maybe something that we're affirming for you that that's okay, you know. Sometimes it helps to have, you know, just open the conversation, open up the topic.
And those that are single, you know, and I see the person that made their request for their topic. They're actually on here. Hey girl, I ain't trying to like throw you out there or nothing like that, but whatever. It's an open conversation. It's a safe space.
Girl, let's talk.
It really is, but I want to hear please, like, I want to know, like, because specifically, like you said, with the piss poor dating pool of men right now, and it was men that saying, well, shoot, the pool for the women is piss poor too. So what exactly, like, what are you experiencing? Please let us know, because again, we married, so we I don't know, but like when you're saying piss poor men or female, like what exactly is it that y'all experience, and let us know. We'll just talk about it.
And wait a minute, let's add in desirability politics. Oh my gosh, why did I love the wording for this? Like,
I never heard of that.
Yes,
I didn't know what that was. I had to literally look it up.
My context clues, but I'm thinking it's, you know, like she's saying, like what these men are out here yelling that they want in a woman, you know, what that means. Like, you know how they have, you know, your Kevin Samuels. I mean, almost being what we are has become a political topic to people. Like,
I looked up the definition. I wrote it down because I was yeah, I got it.
Educate me.
So I'm gonna read it to you because I had never heard it like that. I was like, what is desirability politics? Like, you know, once I seen the definition, I was like, oh, okay, I know what it is. I didn't know that there was a name for it. So I had to look it up. So desirability politics. So pretty much it's the level in which a person is seen as desirable based off of either social status or a skin tone or a size or something like that. So pretty much a person's preference. And it was crazy because when I had did the Google like research of this, I'm like, what is, like, this is really a thing. I came across several like articles, specifically like a lot of Black women who saying that they were experiencing this. Like when it came to men, it was a lot of Black women. It seemed like it was a lot of them that was like maybe like darker complected, or like maybe size wise or something like that. And a lot of the articles were the same, where they were giving their stories where they were running into a lot of guys like they like entertain them and things like that. But when it actually came down to really like settling down, these guys just were not picking them to settle down. They picked them for the fun girl. They picked them for the booty call, the late at night. But when it came to really, like, you know what I'm saying, really, you know, settling down, they were not being picked. They would go for the light-skinned chick. They would go for the chick that had the more desirable body. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You know, things like.
I like to interject in these things because I really am not okay. And this may ruffle some feathers or whatnot.
Okay, thank you, Jamina. Sorry, my bad. Hold on, real quick. So, Jamie, this is actually who gave us this topic. She said it was okay to tell. Jamina is one of my, like, we definitely have history. This is one of my like throwback good friends from middle school, and we just got that, like, connected a little bit, you know. And so she was the one. So she said she's gonna chime in once she stops driving. So be safe.
I'm encouraged to hear some of her experience with this.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Oh, I apologize. You know, when you speak of the preference and, you know, the men, how they pick and things like that, well, I think that I'm not sure how to feel about this, but me being a darker skinned woman, I know people would come out and say, well, I've heard people say, well, you're pretty for a dark skinned girl, things like that. But in the way of me personally, have I ever felt like it's taken away from my ability to get what I want? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do agree that there are some men, and I do know of men that do have a preference, and you hear them say they have a preference. I know it sounds ridiculous, but those just are my type of people. But I like to tell people sometimes it's okay with being an acquired taste. Like it really is, because the man that seeks you out or sees past those things are really the people that you want to be with anyway. I do apologize that these women do have to deal with so many people that, especially ones that are taught how to do that to with, or say those things or be kind to a woman about it. Because if that's not your preference or it does not like what you want, then that's cool. But to decide a whole relationship based on that, that's just that whole person's life is just a mess.
Right,
but,
right.
I hate when women are dating. I really don't want them to come into things thinking that people are going to already not care. I mean, like something about them before they even get to know them. I feel like we wear that sometimes when we're out here, because I felt like at times, sometimes I did, but after a while I was like, I let it go, because I'm like, what's the difference between me and what they call a red bone over here? Like, I don't see no difference. Like, I mean, going places, like my best friend was at the time when I was younger was light skinned. I didn't feel like I couldn't pull no more than she could, than she would pull. So I felt like it's also like how if you're coming out here to date, I think women need to start to prepare to date, like callous up. Like some men like you for this thing and some men aren't, but that just is not just going to be your person. And they hurt when they say those things to you, but men are real literal. They they mean what they say. Move on. Try not to let it hurt you so bad to the point where it stops you from keep looking for your person. But yeah, I know it might ruffle little feathers, but I'm one of those people that I truly believe big, skinny, little booty. I mean, big, I don't care what it is.
It's something out there. Yeah, it's something out there for everybody. See, this is my thing. I don't have an issue with people having a preference. I don't think that's the problem. Like, because at the end of the day, you're attracted to who you're attracted to. It's just human nature. Like, it just is what it is. The only time I have a problem with it, and I always use this as an example, because this is, especially like for Black women, like when we talk about desirability, the big thing is like, for instance, like Black men who date white women or whatever. Yeah. Okay, if I could be transparent in this, because I actually have family members who are dating white, and that's not the issue. I'm not gonna lie, I did used to be one of those people who was like, one of those women like, why it's all of us out here. As I'm getting older, I do understand love is love. You love who you love. It is what it is. This is my thing. I'm fine with you having a preference, but have a preference because of that's just what it is. Like, you have, for instance, like you have some Black men, they won't date a Black woman just because she's Black, or the only reason why you're with that white woman is because she's white. That's it. At that point, that's why I have the issue. It's like,
that's the big one. Now you're targeting. Like,
now you're targeting.
We have someone that chimed in and said rejection is a part of the process and doesn't have to be negative all the time. I've dodged bullets because I've been rejected. Yes, like
exactly. Thank you, Megan.
She's been studying what dating is.
Yes, Megan, that's a real one.
Like, I feel like people are educating themselves to the process of what dating really is. I had a client today come in and she says, "What do you think dating is?" I'm like, girl, to the point where to the point where if I'm dating a man and we get to this point, I'm almost like, I'm gonna put this on the table. Here's the things that I bring to the table. Like a job interview. Like, if I want you to know off top, like literally what I offer and what's valuable about me. Let me know if some of those things work with you before we keep, But at that point, there comes a time when you want to go and you want to ask, like, are my qualities something that you see yourself moving forward with? And I think that people are afraid to put themselves out there and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? I like long walks on the beach. I like to read. I don't like to go out all the time, but I do every now and again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like Star Wars. And I got a good credit score. My family's a little but I'm working with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like people are afraid to put themselves out there, and I feel like it shows up in their life. Like, don't date if you're scared. If you're scared, money don't make no money. Like,
and as women, no, you're right. And also too, as women, we're not used to rejection. Man, they get rejected all that. Like, that is the story of a man's life. Like, that's why you got so many men that just they'll just shoot their shot at everything. Like a lot of women will be like, why the hell you know I'm not? Because they're used to rejection. Like they are taught to be calloused up. But women, we're not taught that. We're not taught rejection. So I think a lot of that, it has to go into that too. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just not used to that. We're not built for that. We're so emotional for rejection. Like we get rejected off of one thing.
We're taking a hit for everything a man didn't like about us. Our self-esteem will be in the mud, like for real.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta know who you are and what you're doing when you come out the gate. Because I feel like they knock the woman that knows who she is. Like, no, if you can't make me who that is, I already told you right here in this interview at this table while we were eating dinner what I am. So you can't say I'm this. You know,
exactly.
Maybe I may not work with what you, or I may not be what you see for yourself or your future, but that's cool. And I feel like people and men these days have now gotten used to stringing women along as well. We're not being open and honest with women, some of them, and it's to a fault with some men I've seen as well. So
yes, thank you, Daniel. Love to you too. Yes, we are back. We dry run back. This is a dry run. We don't no, we're back. Thank you for tuning in. Megan said, hold on, I've had women bully me or snub me because I date outside of out of my race. Megan, you transcend race. You are Black. You don't count. No, just
to be honest, I really feel like women should. I really try not to judge people's lifestyles or how they live. It's not always my place. People, like you said, they prefer what they prefer, and it's your choice if you want to be around that person or choose to love that person for who they are and whatever they date or however they date is really their business. So
yeah,
I tend to tell people I don't want to judge anybody for why they do anything. Like
exactly,
that is not my place. The only thing I ask is if you're happy. I'm not, is everybody can't agree with everything. And that's how it is. And I think that's what adds value sometimes to relationships. Sometimes it's, even though I don't agree with everything, we're still able to be friends, cordial, associates,
right?
And that nature. Like, God, I'd be like, y'all be wrapped up in many things in people's lives.
And also, too, my question, that's why I said this topic is going to be interesting. It's probably going to sound like mad subjective. Like we're probably going to sound like a bunch of pick-me's, but I mean, these are real things because just as women, a lot of times we just want everybody to see our side, but it's like, are we really taking the time to like see the other side of it? A lot of time your outcome is a lot of times all about your mindset. I really do believe that. So, but another question that I would have to a lot of those women who were like complaining about these things, are you sure that you're also too not using desirability politics? Because I know a lot of them women. I'm not saying that this is the case, but I'm just talking in general. A lot of women, they have their things too. Like for instance, even like what you sent me earlier today, how a lot of men are feeling the hit of, if they are not making a certain amount of money, if they don't own a certain type of like material possessions, if they're not on a level, if they're not quote unquote high value, oh my God, over the last 2 years, that's all we've been hearing about is this high value talk. If you ain't a 6-figure making man and all of this stuff like that, then, a lot of our men are getting rejected in that way too. So that would just be my only thing. You know what I'm saying? It's really reciprocation. Like, are you doing this to men? Are you rejecting men because of what they can or can't offer, or whatever the case is? So I would like to hear about that too.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what they say. Money, yes, money is important. Okay, so I'm gonna just drop a scenario on y'all real quick. It's gonna make it short. A lot of women, I feel like, and I'm not trying to come at all women, this is just in some cases, in some scenarios, because I feel like women don't look at it like this. When going on a date, for me, looks like I'm going to ask, especially a first date, we're eating, and I'm going to say I'm going to go half. Now, most people are like, well, if you go on a date, he should pay. No, because I honestly feel like at this point, we're just dating, and that, I mean, it doesn't mean that I'm being too strong with it. I want you to know that I'm also coming with something too, to make sure that you understand I'm not here for just money as well. That we grow into those things. It's almost like, hey, you get the movie tickets, I'll get the popcorn kind of thing. I think women have this place to have them thinking that this man has to have all these things up front, but he doesn't, because at the end of the day, whatever he gives you later on in the relationship, y'all will give life to. And so that means money, abundance, and everything else. So if you see something, a man, if he sees that you only want him to buy him stuff at the beginning, guess what he gonna think you are? A bill. Like, period.
Exactly.
A bill. So if, a man does not want a woman that can't, get up and all she can think about is ways to spend your money. And then, okay, here's another, last but not least, you come to the day, you all G'd up and dressed up. Finally, y'all get to the point where he may come visit your home. Because trust me, I've had people and I've seen it. Your house ain't matching your lifestyle. So you spend money more on your clothes than you are your home. And now he looking like, what's to what? Now I know this is like this.
No, ma'am, it's not adding up.
It's not exactly. So now he knows that you're going to spend more money to look nice than you are to run your house.
A facade, and that's a lot of us as women. If we put as much effort into the facade as we do actually doing the work, I think we would be where we need to be.
Like, yeah, not really.
This is no judgment. I'm telling you.
He come visit her place. She living off some street that's dark as ever. Looks like she paid about $500 for rent. But here's the thing. But if you call him and say, "Hey, I know, we usually date around this time, but I mean, I'm saving. Can we take our date down a little bit of a notch because I'm actually working towards, this right now." I'm sure that he'll understand the fact that you try not to live outside your means up front before trying to just go out and hang out. And I feel like these women are missing the whole point of what it is to be a woman, and how, the fun of having an investment. Okay, listen to this. I found this online. Do you believe in a relationship is an investment or a hobby? I really, really want to ask women too, because if any woman is on here, because most of them view it as an investment, but they're scared of everything. Like, they don't, like I said, they're scared of rejection, so they're not putting themselves in. They're scared to work themselves, so you can't speak that language to him. So everybody's just right here. If you're scared to invest your money, move your money, buy a house, how is he supposed to think that you're going to do it with him? How does he think you're going to grow? Because at some point, y'all, booty gets old. Okay, you got to have something else besides looking pretty. So you have to.
I was told at a very young age by one of my. It was a close family friend. She passed away. God bless her dead. Oh my God, Sherry. She was a wonderful woman. But she used to always say, she was like, at the end of the day, pussy don't got a face. So I'm just saying, there was a lot of.
Invest in something. You better speak a language. You better keep that credit score good. You eat right. Make sure you can feed his kids well. Make sure you can. And here's the thing: women hate to hear: clean the house, make a good meal. I mean, seriously, I don't know how. I mean, I really feel like more women would feel happier sometimes just, being a woman. Like, why y'all put so much stigma behind some of the things we really like doing? Like, other ways to feed your man besides, like I said, booty. Like, can we talk about money today? Can we talk about, here's this, y'all, spiritual. Can we talk about how I can help your spirit today? I feel like women have gone since of asking for them to do so much for them that they forget that we are, as women, we nurture, we have so many good qualities. That's why, and we're not in touch with those things, so it makes it hard to be in touch with men sometimes. We're telling them, hey, I got a good job, I can pay my own bills, and all he wants to hear is, do you like walking, do you like reading? You know what I mean?
Well, like Jarrell just said, at the end of the day, peace is important to men. So while you up here, like you just said, like you're up here running down all of your accolades. I've graduated. I have a PhD. I make this much money. I'm magna cum laude. I got all of this. I'm top notch sorority sister, and my sister, you in my sisterhood, in my sorority, you running down all of that, and all of man is hearing is wah 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 wah. Bitch, I don't care about that shit. I can take care of myself. I got finances. Like, what can you? Like you said, it's about peace. It's
the language. Can I take you around my friends? Can I take you around my mom? You know, I do love that you have a career. I really would like to know more about it. You know, could I tell you more about my career? You know, I feel like sometimes, yes, because she said, girl, these men don't read. Some of them don't. I promise they don't, because they haven't had someone introduce them to it. Because women have been so hard up about, you don't read, you don't read. Now they like, well, you know, now you know they don't read. Now it means they feeling some type of way. Now his guard gonna be up. So you gotta be like, hey, I read this book. You know, would you like to check it out on Amazon? Maybe we can talk about chapter 1. I feel like these women be like, dang, like y'all got children and y'all nurture your children, but you can't say the same thing to a man. Like your son will grow up to be a man, ma'am. So he doesn't know either. So you have to teach him. So why can't you be okay sometimes with teaching the person that you find something that you have in common with, that you met, that's encouraged, and see how he feels? Like, hey, I just read this book. Are you interested in reading? You probably know he don't read. Who told him to read? Nobody, except for how to read you know, make sure his paycheck look right.
Right.
You know, so many things women aren't encouraged to be even sparked about introducing their man to.
Yeah.
I'm so encouraged when I learn something new to tell my man about it. No, I know he doesn't know anything about it. No, I know. But I'm encouraged to teach him. He's encouraged to listen.
Yeah.
So if you find a man that's encouraged to listen to what you're doing, you're probably going down the right track.
Yeah. So, man, great points, and thank y'all everybody for like chiming in. Y'all are making like some really good points. So again, anybody in here that is single, single, whether I know technically they always say if you ain't married, you single, whatever, but like, so what makes,
and that's sensitive, because people can have a conversation about commitment. That's a conversation that you know when you get to. Okay, so let me ask a question, y'all. How many dates do you need to go on? Do you all feel that you need to go on to have a conversation about, let's say, finances? How many dates do you think you need to go on with somebody before you talk about finances? Like, let's be honest. So
that's a good question.
So I want to hear y'all thoughts. Like, seriously, how many dates do you think you should go on before you talk about finances?
And this is for somebody you're serious with, because people date constantly. People could date 3, 4, 5.
That's what I'm saying. How many dates do you think you could go on, or how many times do you think you need to see a person before you start to speak about that?
Yeah.
Till we are together. Okay, I like that answer. Till we are together.
Okay, that's not something to talk about.
So you have a discussion about actually becoming a committed relationship, correct?
Okay. Okay.
I like that answer.
That's not something.
Okay, so if you don't talk about this before you go into a relationship, how would you know? Like,
yeah. That's a good question. Are you fucking them before y'all together? That's a good point too, though. That's why I said it's so many different, you know what I'm saying, like compartments in it, is because also too, I don't know, and of course this is coming from me.
Talk about it.
I mean, because this is coming from me, like, it's even just crazy to me that people are so willing to give up their body before they're even willing to have these real conversations with people. Ooh. Like, that's intimacy. Like, that's on a whole nother level. So I think that's a good question, because it's like, me, again, I know everybody is different, but if I can't even have a conversation with you about your credit score, you don't need to be you don't need to be, you know what I'm saying, up inside me. Yeah. That's just how I look at it. Like, that's real.
Okay, you know I like this. By the third date, type of employment should be brought up. I agree. Like, well, you know, where's your lane? What's your work? Yes. But okay, so let's be realistic though. Men are men. They're visual first. They're visual first.
Crazy. She's
right. She right. I mean, that's why we doing these conversations. I mean, we gotta have these real conversations.
So I'm not committing until we have finance and etc. before me too. Period. Because
we have to get. So that's why I'm asking, how many dates do you all feel like it takes that you would feel like is because this is only standard. This is, everybody has their own timing, and sometimes love is love, y'all. You can hit it off with that person, and that first night y'all meet, it could be.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, but I'm just saying, if you're going as far as like what you think in your head, how many dates would you like to go on with someone? What would you like? How many times would you like to experience them in different situations before you talk about some of the more impersonal things that, you know, you have to open up yourself to? Because in order to date, people kill me with this, you have to open up. I feel like people are dating, but they closed off. You can't date closed off. You got to really be able to put yourself out there. So how many of those, to measure that amount of dates, make it very formal and not fun, makes it very fun. That's true too. But I feel like,
but to me, I mean, and I get it. Like, why does it makes it very formal and not fun? But we're talking about dating, right? I mean, so I guess this is what we need to get clear on. Are we just talking about just dating just to have fun, or are we talking about dating for actual purpose? Because
that's what
you're right. If I'm dating for a purpose, it is going to be formal. Like, we could have fun too, but this is formal. Like, we're talking about our future here. So yeah, it does need to be formal.
You can add her in too. Yeah, add her in.
Oh yes, that's what I wanted you to do, is to come in and join in and talk. That's what we wanted. We wanted people to come and join in.
Yes,
how do I add you in? Or I'm old and I'm slow, so yeah, join it. How do I
just have to send her a request, or she has to hit a request?
Okay. Hold on, Jimmy.
Because I love it. The conversation.
Here we go.
I really tell people, like, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I didn't really date. I date to have fun, yes, but I'm also in dating with a purpose. Like, when I found my husband, he was checking off boxes, and girl, I ended that. I sat to the living room.
Oh, I'm so happy I could get on here and talk. I hate texting.
Yes, it's too much. It's too much. I agree.
It is so impersonal, and
it is, especially with something like this. Like, you got to explain. You know what I'm saying? You can't be up here typing full. So speak your piece. Speak your piece.
Yes,
Jarrell, don't be worried about whether I'm giving up the cat. Okay. Like, nigga, I was horny. Okay, I ain't been touched in a year and a half. Okay, hello, I'm Jamina. Nice to meet you. Let's wrap this up and go on to Pound Town.
Listen, this has been Jamie our whole lives. Like, she has clearly not changed.
She has spoken her piece and said what she said.
Oh my God. Anyway, go ahead, girl.
But no, for real. Okay. I was being silly with Jarrell. But okay, so about the current subject that we're talking about, of like what, dating with intentions to marry, or what?
To not just intentions, but anyone's intentions. When you're dating, are you looking to date for investment, or are you dating for a hobby? Like, are we clear with that? Are we clear to people that we're dating about that? I feel like a lot of men are looking to date to marry, but I feel like they feel like a lot of women are just dating. And I know that's crazy, but that's what you hear. I feel like there's a
girl. What man is dating to marry? Who you talking about? You must be talking about your man.
Yeah, that's what.
Well, he definitely dated to marry.
But Danielle, that's why I was saying that we needed single women, because we've been in relationships for close to like 20 years at this point. So we're out of the loop. So that's what I wanted to ask you, Jamie, because again, this was your topic, and thank you so much, because we got a lot of response. You got men to respond. Men was like, yeah, y'all need to touch on this. So my question is this.
And that's why I said the men were like, that's not true. And I'm like, okay,
right.
Here that goes.
This is true. This is true.
Well, listen, so let me ask you.
Come on with it.
Right, let me ask you. So when you say the piss poor dating pool, what exactly are you experiencing where there's piss in the pool?
You got the mic, boo. You got the mic. I want to hear it.
So what it is for me, as well as other women that I talk to, because I'm a certified life coach, and pretty much, I mean, Corey would know, I pretty much been a life coach my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I've always been the go-to for everybody, yada, yada, yada. But what a lot of us are experiencing is these men, let me just start with general stuff, okay? And then I'll work my way up to the big stuff. First of all, their appearance and how they show up in the world sucks.
What?
They don't look like nothing. Most of them don't even wash their ass good. They don't wear cologne.
Oh,
They smell like musk. They smell like weed. They don't have nothing to talk about except for sex.
what you doing?
Okay.
What you doing? You how, oh my God.
This is how I was talked to just yesterday.
Okay.
He was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" And I was like, "Hi, how are you?" And I had my mask on, so I'm trying to like project my voice.
Right.
And I'm monotone too. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to like put a little bit of like earthiness in my voice. And so I don't know what he perceived from that. But anyway, so he was like, man, I must say that voice under that mask is, got my thing thanging.
Girl.
They don't even, and I believe it because from this rap music these days, I was like, if he talks to me like this, he gonna get his feelings hurt.
Hold on. Wait.
Oh.
This is the stuff that we would go through like when we was teenagers. Like I used to complain. We used to complain. Me and Jimmy go like way back, right? This was the type of stuff that like to be like, why is this? So they're still doing this in our 30s?
Corey, they be in their 40s doing that.
Lord.
Like, what did this one dude say to me? I'm literally walking to the gym because I parked my car and I live in Charlotte. And so I have to walk about 15 minutes to the gym. So I'm walking and I got my phone and I got my keys because, it's Charlotte. I'm not trying to get, I got that little stabby thing. And so my keys are in my hand.
Right.
So I had my phone right here because I was looking at a text message. All of a sudden, I hear this dude, and he was like, "God damn, she thick as fuck." And so, girl, I look up from my phone, and he's looking at me. There's this other dude standing beside him, okay? And so he's hitting his dude.
I don't got no energy.
Like, hey. So they looking, girl, I'm scared. So I'm up here like clutching my phone. I'm like, and he was like, "Oh, God, look at them titties. Look at them titties."
I cannot. Shut
and I'm
up,
like,
man.
And he was like, hey, like doing this. Cause girl, I start speed walking.
Why they book me like that?
Like, So I started speed walking to the gym. Girl, I was so nervous that they was gonna run up behind me or something. I'm like, what?
That's how they getting down in Charlotte?
And girl, I'm trying to come to Charlotte. Real talk, y'all. I literally am trying to really come there and visit because I want to move there. But I mean, that's why I say I'm gonna connect with. I just followed you while they booted me out. I went right on over there and followed you. Don't worry.
Yes.
Don't worry, Thirsty Daniel, hit the follow. But yes, girl, I definitely want to come out there. So let me know the atmosphere. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I really like Charlotte. Aside from these men being, how they are.
So is it just
a country?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's a fairly progressive city.
Hold on, no, and then my cousin here. And then my cousin, hold on, what's up with my girl? She down here in Atlanta. We still have to connect. Christian. So she said it's funny, but it's also scary because rejecting them will piss them off sometimes. That is true, and like that's like a real thing. You got a lot of these men who is like super emotional. So God forbid you do. So I mean, we laughing about it, but I can see how that is scary though. Like real talk, because
can we say that we have a bunch of people dating that don't know how to date?
Girl, I don't feel like a lot of us know how to date. Like I had to learn. I had to go through a process of, becoming this heightened self-awareness of myself and learning how to properly date. That's why when you guys were talking about like, oh, how many dates, I'm not doing all of that because talking about my finances, talking about my money, and talking about my past. No, my past is my past and I choose to leave it there. You either need to know Jamina for Jamina today.
Yeah. Well, I was having all those discussions. That's why I say those are investments. That's why I say relationships are investments. Over the time, even with my husband, we've been together for so many years. Honestly, probably my son is 18. We've been together 17 years, and I kid y'all not. We are sometimes having discussions about certain things about our childhood and growing up. I feel like because they're rushing into everything, sometimes they miss that some of that stuff is okay with taking time in the situations, you know, to let those arise and bring those things out of you, because people are so quick to, no, you right. When I first met him, no, it's fuck the past. You don't know. We ain't talking about that. We only talking about the future. So you right. We've trusted each other. We've grown our trust, and we now speak about those things, you know. And like I said, almost 20 years together, we're just now basically sometimes talking about the things in our childhood. So you don't have, you right, you don't rush that. We rush the things that matter, not rush, but we talk about the things that are going towards our future. That past stuff, girl, you right. Everybody don't need to know nothing, because they'll take it and use it against you, and you really have to be careful with that.
Girl, they will
load you be careful with it.
And
I don't know.
Versa, I would like to earn that from you too, and vice versa. Like, I feel like people, let's earn our trust as we move through the years together. And some stuff we don't need to talk about. We're healing from it. So.
No. Like I said, I don't agree with that. Again, if we just dating and having fun, yes. But if we're talking about moving forward, past. I need to know. You need to know, because
I gotta know what you need to know about the past.
Listen, I feel like people need to. It is, your past is important, because then at that point, okay. So what happens? Wait. So let me finish. So let's say we like 4 or 5 months in, right? I mean, these are real stories. These are stories for men. These are real stories, right?
I want to know what stories you. I mean, what part of the past?
6 months in, like, for instance, I had got a couple of guy friends this happened to. About 6-7 months in, they're with this girl, right? They thinking, oh, all right, cool. Like, they ain't asked nothing about her past. They don't know nothing about nothing. They just thinking this woman is like such an angel on earth. Like, oh my God, like, I got her. Like, damn, dog. Like, I think she the one.
Oh Lord,
5, 6, 7 months go past. He then found out that this woman literally then goddamn seriously, like, fuck, like, the whole city. Like, like, the whole city.
But
wait.
No, I gotta interject on that, because let me tell you, men know. That's BS.
No, some of them don't. Some of them don't.
And there's something wrong with him, because he should have known, because let me tell you.
Right, I was just about to say, oh well,
they know.
Next.
They know if they woman is exclusive or she for the streets. Don't. I mean, seriously, it's if you
some women know how to put on. No, I don't think women put on.
10 baby mamas, but they
some of these women put on.
But wait a second. Here's the thing. We have to remember as people that you have a choice to make whether or not you want to be a monogamous dater or date however you want to. It's really nobody's business who you sleeping with. So if she's screwing the whole city, but she's going on dates with you, that's her business.
No, I'm talking about past. I'm not saying like in the relationship.
Screwing the whole city. What was she supposed to say?
No. I'm not saying in the relationship.
What was she supposed to say? She's choosing to say that was my past and this is no longer it, and I'm choosing you. I know maybe that happened, but she may just.
But you don't feel like a person. But so you don't agree. So you don't think that a person has a right to know that, so that they know if that's something that they want to move forward with.
If I enough dates with a man and his past is his past, it won't come in our future. I truly believe.
My thing is, like, my private parts are my private business. Until I open my legs and share it with you, it's none of your business.
Because at the end of the day, I really was, like he said, somebody told him. So if somebody is, you either jump too early, A, with whoever the guy is, or B, you didn't see it. But if I was around a man and I knew, like, if certain things kept happening or situations, they gonna come up. Meaning, A, somebody gonna hit your inbox. Because trust me, if a man messing with a million girls, some girl gonna hit your inbox about him. You gonna get some. His phone it's gonna be some sign that you know he's for everybody. And I feel like that's the same with women. If men are looking for an exclusive woman, you ain't gonna find her on the internet. They be on the internet looking for exclusive women. You can't find a woman that has 2,000 plus followers and call her exclusive. You gotta think something is coming with her past. If that's the type of attention she needs and you feel it, then she's gonna come. Then that's really how it's coming. If you, excuse me, I'm not trying to be rude, but if she humped you the first night, there's a chance that she probably humped somebody else the first night. So
that too.
Well, I truly listen. I believe we are creatures of habit. I definitely believe we creatures of habit. I mean, as a woman, and I'm just speaking on my body. Like, I was young at one point, and I thought that these things ran into these things, and then I learned, like, my body ain't something to be played with. But so we learn sometimes, especially as Black women, we learn it at our own expense. And that's why I say some people become creatures of habit, because that's how they know to get love. If a woman mess with the whole city, that's the way she know how to get love, period. So,
and you know what? A lot of times that's the only way that men and women, I would say, but especially us women, because we correlate love and sex more. But a lot of us women, that's the only way that we will ever experience love.
And that's sad. Yes, I do.
It is sad. It's sad.
Yes, that's why I said a woman shouldn't be judged off of that. I agree with that, because that sometimes is all she knows. So if a man is choosing to take that investment and be with her, he already understood that. He knows it. I don't care what nobody.
And then on top of that, I done had a lot of dudes lie on their dick.
Oh, so that too. That's a thing.
Probably some of them probably lying.
They all lying.
Because one of the friends in the whole group probably smashed. And so he lying, telling everybody else, you know, somebody is like, oh, well, I'm going to tell that I smashed her too. And so then it just goes around in the circle. Like, everybody talking about they smashed and ain't nobody fuck.
And so here's, So these are the things, like I
had that happen plenty of times.
And that's terrible, because I feel like, how did we get to this point in dating where people are all over the place? Like you said, men of respect ain't trying to hear none of your business mess. That's true. They definitely want to hear, if they want to hear what's, like I said, what's great about you, I'm offering you. Because at the end of the day, representatives are always going to be.
My body is none of your business.
This is true. I mean, but at some point, once we're dating and we're past dating and he wants to commit to me, if he asks me openly, I will honestly answer. If he chooses to choose me, and this is something he wants to know, I will openly tell him if that's what he feels he needs.
And that's all I'm saying at the end of the day is that I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that. My past is my past. That's not your business. Because now I need to know some stuff about your past. That I feel like sometimes.
But I'm just saying, as you go along, but sometimes your partner that you choose is gonna want to hear that, right? That's why I said this is you dating and what you would like.
Yeah.
That's
because I feel like I didn't see.
We got to talk about. And
I didn't see a lot of people. I didn't see a lot of people. I've seen women. No, I've seen women who didn't care, didn't ask enough questions, didn't ask the right questions about their past. They didn't got into these deep relationships with some of these men. Now the past is coming up. Now you into it deep. Now you like, damn.
But a lot of times, Corey, you don't even have to ask. If the woman is mature and she's happy, healed, whole, and confident, she don't have to ask. Because I don't be asking all them questions because niggas be telling on themselves.
That too.
So
and some of that.
I mean, yeah, my past is my past, and that's where I'm gonna leave it until we get serious. You know, but
and that's what I'm talking about when we get serious. When it's time to get serious.
We're talking about the dating aspect of when we are comfortable of getting to these points to what it's okay to ask and not ask, and when to ask, and what's important to ask for us, for each individual person. Because like I said, it differs for you, Corey, it differs for Jamina, it differs for me. We all have different approaches to it, but we're all trying to get to the same goal.
Y'all dating?
Well, I would let me throw my past in here, y'all.
I didn't hear what you said.
I honestly, from one married, I've been married twice. I tell y'all, I grew up with women that I was groomed, and I hate to say this, I was groomed to find men. I was really groomed to taught how to date. I was groomed to know how to court. I was groomed for it. My grandma had me in for the day we hit the grave, y'all. Let me be honest, and I'm not bigging myself up. If my husband and me, we separated, I promise you I'll be married within a couple of years again. I really feel like
a girl.
Being married is one
so
of those
you wanna do marriage again?
To be honest, here's this, y'all. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. But we talked about the story. I wouldn't. But if y'all truly ask me wholeheartedly in my heart that I could literally, my husband, like, you know, we would separate. Could I get married again? I wholeheartedly believe I can definitely get married again.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can. Do I want to?
It's like once you learn how to be a wife, it's like riding a bike. And I tell people we're learning processes. People are forgetting that these are processes. There's a process to learning to be a wife. There's a process to learning your job. There's a process to me learning how to do hair, which is my profession. There's a process to learn. There's a process to everything. And once people learn the process, it's almost like a rinse and repeat. That's why some women are good at having men and some aren't. That's just the end of it. And that's why some people know the process of keeping a man happy. But women are asking too many questions, girl. Let me tell y'all, I'm gonna just be honest last time, and I'm gonna let y'all have this floor. I have never asked a man about who he's dated or who. I'm the only one that matters. Once I come in the room, I'm the only one that matters. If I'm speaking another woman's name, I'm giving her name power. That's it. This is a competition. May the best woman win. Period. I know what I bring to the table, and if you ain't smart enough to see it, we moving on, and I'm gonna go to the next man that does. That's it. Ain't no rejection, my feelings getting hurt, ain't none of that. You just wasn't in it. And I feel like women are like, oh, let me get on the internet and complain about him. Let me do that. Girl, just move on. Leave him alone, move on. Shoot, let him go. Like, you won't make his life miserable because he didn't tell you what you wanted to hear. Move on.
That's definitely how I operate now. Yeah.
Because let me tell you, and looking at you, you are smart, beautiful. Like I said, once that top tier man hears that language, girl, it's going to be done. You already working towards putting yourself in the place of where you going. You know how to manifest it. Speak what you want, boo, and you shall have. And that's what I tell my women. There's no reason. We really need to learn to go forward and move forward and understand what we're doing, the process. And you understand if you're successful at everything in life, you'll be successful at finding your man too, period.
True. Yeah. Let me get into these comments right quick because we done had a lot. I'm having to like go back.
Jarrell is getting on my nerves.
You know that's what he do. He ain't changed, girl. Hold on.
He probably want to jump in this video, don't he, Corey? You want to put him in the video?
He probably do. We gonna let somebody else jump in here. We got a man as well. Hold on for a second. So Chris, she said, my grandparents have been together for 50 plus years and they say they're still learning stuff about each other now. So why do I need to tell you now? Damn.
I agree. You are so right. She hit the nail on the head. She hit the nail on the head. We gonna learn. We gonna get this about each other. Like, we gonna grow together and get it about each other. We do not have to do all that now. We here to have a good time.
Yeah, I'm so happy with myself right now that I don't even want to date. I know that's right. Okay. Hold on.
Dating is a headache, y'all.
This is a good discussion. Who's Mr.
Single people are literally the happiest, funnest people to be around sometimes. They can go where they want, do what they want, spend their money the way they want to, girl. I'll be over here calling my husband like, you want to eat? Now I got to pay for two. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Like,
especially if you don't have kids.
Yeah, if you don't have kids, yeah.
And that makes it hard too,
girl.
Like, because it's like a guy will be a decent guy, right? But they don't be fitting the non-negotiables, or like I know a lot of people call them deal breakers, but they don't be fitting. And
like,
so
what's the deal breaker?
Because you know how like guys will be like, oh, well, you probably passed up and friend zone somebody. Like, no, I didn't do that. Like, we just didn't qualify. So
yeah, exactly.
People will tell me like, your standards are too high. That really doesn't make any sense because your standards are linked to your morals and your values. It's foundation.
Wow, that's fact.
So there's no such thing as my foundation.
Yeah.
Morals and values are too high. And my negotiables or deal breakers correlate with my standards. So
yeah.
No.
Thank you.
I have been sexually responsible.
Yeah.
Even fucking on the first night.
Well, let me tell you, boo, I am not listening. I can say for a lot of things in my life, but I'm not opposed to listening to the feeling. I mean, like, seriously, if you know, that's why I say women should learn to trust their intuition as long as they're taking care of themselves. I mean, I believe that women have an idea of what they need to do with their bodies. That's not, like you said, it's not my business. I'm not judging no woman off that. Like, please. Yeah. Girl, I know you got yourself. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Dr. CM Global. Dr. CM Global, it's a good discussion. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Standards are too high, the ones that can't reach them. It's true. So, okay, let me ask y'all this. Do you feel comfortable have y'all ever met a person you felt you were comfortable like learning or teaching your standards too? Like maybe saying like, I know this is not how you do these things, but have you tried it this way? Have you ever met a man encouraged like to learn how you do things? Just honestly, I don't know. I'm asking.
I don't know. I guess I'm coming. See, and that's
No, that's
this
what I'm asking. Me. Like, have you met a
yeah,
man?
Because
He
yeah.
said,
Because I'm
the
about to say,
age
I can.
this is
bracket,
where I like to go eat, and this is my standards. Has you ever asked him, would you be in, like, to see what that looks like? Maybe you haven't seen it. Have you asked him?
Yeah. I
well,
mean,
here's
you
the
know,
thing, like,
yeah.
I can't teach somebody standards.
So
I
that's what I'm saying.
can't
Like,
teach
examples, like,
you.
what do you mean? Like, what would those be? What would those look like?
I can't teach somebody loyalty.
Mm.
I can't teach somebody.
But how would they be disloyal? Like, how would they show you that they're disloyal?
Loyalty, you know, once we're committed, loyalty is choosing that person every time without question. And a lot of these dudes be super finicky. It's like
I feel like
choosing
they
your
have that unsure
homeboy.
energy.
You choosing your homeboy over me.
Hmm.
You're not defending me,
I
but
got
you
you.
defending him. It's no, absolutely not. You know, and that's
I
just
don't
one
know.
example. But
I can't even honestly say, and I know I've been married for forever, but I got with my husband when I was like 15, 16 years old. Even though I was that young, I felt like I did teach him standard. Like there was certain things that I just was not. I had like, look,
I think
this
it
is
worked both
what.
ways. I think he taught me standards too. Honestly,
Yeah. I
I really
was
think he
like,
taught
there's
me a
certain
lot of
things I'm
standards.
not
He still
budging.
does. He still be teaching me
Christian,
standards. He's like, baby, you
don't laugh
not
at him.
drive through.
Hold on for a second. So we do need some male energy in here. So Jamina, I'm gonna put you on hold right quick. I do want to bring, because it is some dudes in here that are commenting, and I'm like, I know they like, hold on, we need to speak our piece. So I'm gonna go off of you right quick, and we're gonna get a dude in here. All right. Hold on.
I'll follow you, girl. We're gonna be in touch.
Yes. Hold on. Wait. Before she leaves, I just have to, you know me, I'm always sentimental. I always have to bring in a full circle moment. Jamina and I actually used to have a YouTube show. It's called Say What News back in the day. Yes. Like when I first started, like before I did the podcast thing, like back when we was like young, like I said, we go back to middle school. We actually started, that was like where the idea like very, very, very first came from. I don't even think it's still on there no more. I think I ended up like erasing the page or whatever. The Facebook page is still on there because every now and then it'll be like your group from Say, yeah, it is. But yes, me and Jamina, we used to have a show and it was talking about self-love. So this really is a full circle moment right now because this is what she, this is what we did. So for sure. So
gratitude, girl.
Thank you so much, Jamina. I might bring you back in. I just need some male energy because these males is going in right now. So I'm gonna bring you back in, girl.
Yeah, please bring me back in because me and Jarrell, we gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring you in. I got you. Okay. How do let me see.
Boo.
Yes.
I love all her energy, girl. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, Jamina, that was my girl. That was my girl. Wait, how do I I don't know how to do this stuff.
Well, hold there, I'm gonna and that look white through me.
Wait, do I gotta get off of here?
I don't know. Danielle, how the hell do I exit a person off?
I believe
like that.
I believe she has to exit out.
Oh, okay. Hold on,
like
girl.
an X at the top of her screen. Do you see it?
Wait, I gotta leave the chat.
Just come back in. Yeah, just leave and come back in.
I'm just about to add him in. Just stay there because it's too much. Y'all, I don't know this Instagram technology. Hold on, just
girl,
stay there.
I'm a dinosaur when it comes to this stuff.
I am too. I don't know. Hold on. Here we.
You ain't gotta exit out.
Listen.
No.
You ain't gotta exit out.
Listen. Hold up.
You ain't gotta exit out.
Y'all ain't that far from me. You about 3 hours away.
You ain't gotta exit out.
ATL from Charlotte to ATL. What's up? We can do
this.
What's going on?
What is up?
What's
Long time no see, no chat.
What you got to say? What you got to say though, boo?
Oh, you already know. Look, I ain't your boo right now. I'm speaking for the men's. You feel me?
Well,
we don't go together.
Look,
we don't go together right now.
All of my opinions are objective. So what do you what?
Where do I start? You know what I'm saying? Where do I start? You know what I'm saying? I know women be saying shit like, I'm gonna put it like this: for a nigga like me, and consecutively making 100K and all this shit, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of shit to lose, you know what I'm saying? So I was always taught you either gonna pick a wife or you picking a knife, one or the other. You know what I'm saying? When you picking a woman, this woman can either make you or break you. When you look at all of these men in the industry that have literally lost every fucking thing they worked for over some pussy, over these bitches, it it is vital. It is the most important thing a man is going to ever do is pick his mate or pick a woman that he is going to do life with. That's important. You know what I'm saying? Period, point blank. Any man with any type of value for himself is going to want to know bare minimum at the one. You can ask any nigga. I don't give a fuck. This nigga be living with his mama. He want a woman that got some pussy discipline. Pussy discipline is vital. I don't give a fuck what the fuck y'all females is talking about.
We get all that. We
female.
Once she decides to be with you, she of course.
I'm not just hold on. I'm not deciding to. If I don't know that shit up front, I'm not doing shit with you. I'm like, fuck.
Yes.
Well, she can lie to you and tell you anything.
Thank you for watching.
Like that's not.
I'm not.
Like I said, she can lie to you and tell you anything. Go off based off what a person, what you feel with that person, and what
Nah, fuck that.
Didn't J. Cole tell y'all to not believe us and whatever a woman tell you as so y'all
J. Cole told you that. J. Cole said that.
Look here, I'm not going. I mean, I'm not going off of what you say. I'm gonna do my research, but you know, I'm just saying, as a grown man at this point, you know what I'm saying? Like you should be able.
Your choice, and then that's it.
I'll put it like this. I'm not entertaining a woman. You know what I'm saying? That me personally, I'm not about to sit up here and be spending my money doing all of this shit for a woman where niggas that worked at Arby's and got to crack that shit. Motherfuckers and they working at Wall, niggas that worked at Walmart, nigga up here checking prices and shit. You letting this nigga fuck? He done worked that. He done ganked your ass at CVS and shit. This nigga had enough game. This nigga had this motherfucking name tag on talking about my name is Daryl. And see, where I done seen him. Where I done seen him.
Okay right now. Hold on, okay right now. So this nigga is speaking for himself. Who is that? Who said that?
Well,
what you
I do see plenty of women out here, y'all. I do, and I that's why I said like this is. I don't know who these people are encountering, but I mean the women I'm around, they don't do none of that stuff. I mean they do have some issues. I feel like it's not in the way of their bodies. It's more so of the things that I feel like they're adding value to. I'm like,
okay. I'm just here for the entertainment at this point. Y'all can take over. That was hilarious right now.
Look here, man.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, right now.
Hold on. Hold on for a second. Who is okay right now? I'm gonna let him talk. Hold on. So I'm gonna
bring that nigga in.
All right, hold on, Jamina. Okay, Jamina, stay on lock. I'm gonna bring
No, you should be able to come in too.
I need to hear it all.
Hold on. Come on, okay, right now. Please let me talk. I need to find out who this even is. Come, okay.
These clearly is one of our wonderful viewers in here that we really get in here.
David. Yeah. Where's the put the request in. Okay, right now. Why you doing that? Christian said a nigga isn't gonna know who I mess with because I'm always discreet. You know
what? But that's great. That's great. That's what a woman should do. You should be discreet about what you're doing with your body. Everybody shouldn't be knowing. You know what I'm saying? What you doing and
if I'm going out here hunting and looking, I'm not gonna be out here looking with my past messy. Like
right. What I'm saying is
be a messy shit.
It's a lot of messy shit going on. It's a lot of messy shit.
How y'all doing? What's up, King?
Oh shit, the nigga talking about how the queen's doing. Lord.
And I said, what's up, King? How you doing too, brother?
Oh Lord, what's going on, man?
Hey, listen, I just want to say it like this, right? It don't matter if a girl was a hoe or if she got 100
Oh,
bodies on
hell
her back,
nah.
Let
if
him
she got
let him
100,
Hold on,
100
speak.
let him
Let him
bodies,
talk. Let him
speak.
speak.
if she got 100 bodies in her past is her past. Because when I meet her, I'm an elevator, and I'm gonna show her what time it is. Because if you with me, obviously there's something about you that I like, and to me, you're gonna be
Okay.
a queen. Fuck your past. Your past don't mean shit. Cause how many females you got on your body, bro? You feel me? I'm quite sure you was just down in Miami and Atlanta in the Corvette sliding. I know you just jumped on the boat
But
Hold on,
and
let
look,
me
put your
speak,
homeboy.
David.
Wait, that's his wife. Let him finish.
Hold on,
You feel me?
hold on.
So I'm
Hold
just
on, David.
saying,
I can
and
answer that
it's
for you.
sad.
Hold
It's
on,
sad.
David. I can answer that for you because this is my husband. We've been together since we was 15 years
Oh
old.
no, I feel you, but just
No,
from the
no,
outside
no.
looking in.
So this. I'm
No,
just
from the
letting you
outside
know the
looking
type of
in.
king you talking to. When you say king, you really talking to a king. You really talking to a
No,
man
I
that
feel
got
you.
real
No,
deep
but I'm not.
discipline.
No
Now I'm
disrespect.
just
Not
Yes,
knowing.
he's
saying.
saying he just.
Just,
No, not knowing that's your husband. I'm saying just on the outside looking in. The average nigga would have been like, okay, bro, you sliding. You feel me? You doing your thing. I follow him. You
average,
know what I mean?
average. You
I
ain't
feel he
talking
ain't
to
the average
an
nigga.
average nigga.
So on the outside looking in, a lot of motherfuckers will be like, well, damn, bro, just bodied a bunch of them. He ain't no ugly nigga, and I'm quite sure in his past before he met you, he
You all
probably
right?
did his thing too. But at the same time, you accepted that because you like him. You feel me? Y'all elevate each other. I don't
That's
see
true.
Right.
it, when a female, it's like this. People look at women because if they go around selling pussy, giving pussy away like that, they hoes. But in reality, that's a businesswoman because a nigga fuck for free all day. You feel me? When she find the right nigga, just like a man find the right female, her past don't matter. You my queen. That's that saying. Somebody else's trash is my treasure. You feel me?
I feel
Okay.
you.
So
So
I
I
that's
feel
just
y'all.
you.
wanted to
That's
say that, dude.
I
at
mean,
the
it
end.
ain't like, I feel like you can't just go out here saying you wifing up, people just looking to wife up hoes. I'm just saying as far as, because a hoe ain't entertaining to be a wife anyway. She
Exactly.
just doing
Facts.
that.
yeah, they
That's
She's
are.
true.
just
Yeah, the
doing
fuck
that.
they are.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
but if you're looking,
These
if a
bitches
woman
is
coming to you and she,
Decepticons.
yeah, so the type of women you looking for, are you saying the type of women you're dating? I mean, are you looking for those that you want to, that's the thing for you, like you like to elevate women, or are you looking for a woman,
no.
you saying,
I have a woman. I have a woman that is a straight up goddess. She's truly amazing. I don't know if y'all follow her. Her name is Built Wealth with Crystal, and that's like my old
oh,
lady for
yes,
real.
I
Yeah,
love
that's my old lady.
her.
Yeah, like
I'm not
we've been together.
familiar.
We've been together 3 years, and
You
we live
said
together
what's
in
her
Austin,
name?
That
Texas.
makes sense. Oh, well, never
What's her
mind. Let me
name?
tell y'all, he's speaking facts. Let me tell y'all, she's amazing. Like, for real.
Yes,
What
yes.
is
I
her?
mean,
What's her name?
build with Crystal.
Oh, Build with Crystal.
Yeah,
I have
she's
to
a
check her
financial
out.
advisor I
Okay.
tell you about all the time. I met her in Atlanta.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
Yes.
okay.
Okay, so yeah,
Well,
we
I
done been
didn't, yes,
to
I love her,
yes.
like, to the
So
T.
you
Like,
know what
I
I
mean,
mean? What I'm saying is, I mean, she never had no background like that, but I'm just saying in
no, she
Yeah,
general.
don't at
yeah.
all, y'all. She
What I'm
don't.
just saying in general, when I found her, I knew at that point in time, like this is the woman I'm gonna give my all to. I'm gonna get up and go to work
Okay,
every day. I'm gonna bust my
okay.
ass every day. And because of what she taught me to be motivated to open up my own businesses, I own 3 businesses
Oh,
now
my
because of
God,
her.
she's amazing.
You
That's
feel me?
dope.
She's great. She's my financial advisor. She
So
handles
you,
my stocks, my annuities, my 401k, all that. And we
She's
just
the
now opened
bomb,
a
y'all,
Sprinter
for
van
so
real.
business.
she upgraded. So she upgraded you.
Listen, no, listen. Oh, I was always that nigga anyway. Come
Not
on.
Thank
right,
you.
right, 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 right.
Hey,
I
I
got
mean,
you.
No,
I'm
what
just
I'm saying
saying,
is,
it's somebody you could build with. She
what I'm
really.
saying is, when you find the right person, a man don't give a fuck what your past is or what you was before, because he obviously sees something in you that he likes. You feel me? That makes him wants to be with you. And if he likes you like that, a man will go hard day in and day out. I don't give a fuck if 10 niggas walked up to him today and said, oh yeah, I used to run trains on her back in the day. Well, yeah, nigga, that was in the past. Because right now, that's my queen. Because obviously she's
Mm.
worth different from that.
and I'm not trying to say real, like what you were saying don't matter, but if I would have stopped dating, because like I was married before and I had a child before, and I felt like that would make me tainted, like there was no other man that would love me.
That's why I
Like,
said at the end of the day, like this,
but
this,
I knew
this
I found a man
particular
that loved
discussion
me.
is based off the person. It's
Yeah.
really based off her. It's personal preference. That's
Because
just
I
it.
really
It
don't,
just
I really hate to say that because I really thought, like I said, y'all, I was tainted. Like, I married somebody, I already been married, I got a kid. You know,
Yes.
people want to see me of value. And
Yeah.
you know, like he said, and I mean, of course they know Ty, which is my husband now. And he was right. I feel like once we got together, he loved my child. He helped me elevate and vice versa. And we grew our relationship. But a lot of people, my past was not perfect when we met. You know, I had a lot of stuff going on. I was actually still married. So I felt like he saw the value in me just no matter what all was going on. And
Right.
But I would have lost a good man if that's all he saw in me. And that's why I tell people, like, you know, your past sometimes is just your past. It's not who I am now. So for me, who you're trying to be and help you elevate to that level, that's a beautiful thing. But at the end of the day, I know it's hard for women because sometimes we just didn't get that type of love. So that type of stuff happened to us. But it doesn't mean we're not of value.
Right.
Okay.
And that's the thing that I'm saying. I'm not saying that it means that you're not of value, but what I'm saying is, again, personal preference, I do need to know. I need to know, so then at that point, I get to make the decision right then and there if this is something that I want to continue with at that point. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not saying that if you haven't worked up or whatever your past is, you're damaged goods, no, X now. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that people have a right to know. They have they don't withhold certain information. You should not withhold because now you're taking that power away from me to be able to really make that
informed decision.
Exactly, to make an informed
decision. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Let me ask you this. Speaking of B, since you talking about the past don't matter and all this, if a nigga went to prison for 10 years ago, all right, he went to jail. It's the pack. It's the pack. He was a full-blown.
But we're not talking about that extreme. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
That is past, but that's what I mean
by past.
That's what I mean when people say the past don't matter. I will never understand that.
That's not extreme.
The past does matter.
So I've been saying though, for my safety too, y'all, I would hope to not date a creeper off top, like for real. I mean, if a man was able to keep a creeping past for me, because I feel like he would have to really go out his way to hide a creeper past for me. Like you gotta be. You gotta go out your way to hide the creeper past.
You don't though.
Like it's gonna come out if he a creeper. Like.
Right, so to me,
sorry, I got my little crazy behind little cousin just jumped in my car real quick. So
you good.
Thank you, and tell Crystal I love her, man. She is the best, y'all. I mean, y'all hope y'all follow her because she's really dope.
Yo, listen, if you need, $1 million life insurance policy, $64 a month with cash value, bro. Look, real talk. Hey,
I definitely need to hit y'all up because I need to look into that.
If you really
she has.
I've been searching. If you ever out in the Dallas Fort Worth area, you know we got a Tesla on Turo for rent. You know, because she call herself Black Girl with a Tesla game. She doing her shit like that. Yo, she balling for real. And then whenever you guys down in the Fort Lauderdale, Miami area, that's your boy. Fuck with me. We got all kinds of shit going on. Hotels
got you. Thank you so much for joining and chiming in.
I love the
your opinion is very valued. And y'all keep on rocking.
Hey, I'm gonna let y'all go after this. I'm gonna just say this. Hey, look, I know they say black women is this and black women is that. You know, you got the black woman that's an asshole, or black woman is whatever. At the end of the day, when a black man say that, oh, I want something exotic, it don't get no more exotic than a black woman. From her skin,
come on now,
to her hair, to how she looks, because every race, and I'm not talking about just black women, just like every race follow a black woman from the way they wear their hair to how they dress to the way they twerk to the way everything that they do, it comes from a black woman.
Come on,
don't get no more exotic than that, because even the stretch marks when she have a baby, it's like a book, man. That shit tell a perfect ass story.
Listen, stretch marks if you don't got a baby, okay?
For real. It's a perfect book, though. Y'all have a good night.
This one right here.
For sure.
But yes, you are right.
Yes, appreciate your energy. Thank
you so much.
I appreciate you so much. I swear I cannot tell people that black men are everything, just as well as you said. They compliments and their words can give us a million miles. I'm telling y'all, don't play with it. If they give you those words, great. Make gratitude. I receive it. Man, thank you for again. You were a blessing today.
Hey, y'all queens are welcome. Thank you for
having me. You. Right, you take it easy. Be safe, man.
You too.
Okay.
So man, I'm telling you that I did
Okay.
not know that her like man, she is so dope, y'all, for real.
Okay, girl, because I was like, I didn't know who that was.
We
Okay.
gonna have to bring her on the episode. She's literally a financial
Yeah.
y'all. Tell her I met her at InvestFest and I was charging my phone and we have been connected ever since. Her page alone, y'all, just getting the research and the knowledge from her page alone has helped me tremendously grow my business. I cannot even begin to tell y'all what it is to follow dope people that's really in their bag, especially Black women. So for him to speak so highly of her shows people that y'all watch out. As a matter of fact, she just went through, and I ain't trying to put her business out. She just divorced not too long ago, got her life together, bought a house, got a Tesla. Let me tell y'all, don't tell Black women they can't do something. Don't
I
tell
know
them
that's
they
right.
can't have, and don't tell them they can't date.
I appreciate
Okay?
him
Don't tell them
coming
they
on here
can't
and
date.
yeah, I appreciate him coming on here and, you know, before he even, you know, obviously introduced himself, that's how you know how highly he must think of her, because as soon as he put her out immediately, like,
He
look
like,
here,
wait
like,
a
this is
minute,
what
my
she do,
queen.
this is what it
My
is.
God, this ain't one of them, but.
Yeah, no, so that's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, so this has been okay, so is there something else? Because we do have a male on here, a wonderful man, not a male. Excuse
I
me.
ain't wonderful. But I'm gonna
Let
tell
me
you
tell you
how.
what
I'm
this
gonna tell
song
it what
was
it is,
smashed
though.
too. I didn't get a chance to text you your new song, but it's the summer anthem, okay? Like for real. Like you.
Oh yes, check him out. Anybody that is not, you know what I'm saying, this watching right now. Some people don't know.
Don't tell them. You know, they'll find out. They'll find out. You know,
He's so
Okay.
funny.
they'll find out. They'll find out.
Y'all gonna find out who y'all was really looking at today,
Yeah,
right?
you gonna find out here in a minute.
Man.
Oh, okay. Oh,
You'll
well,
find out about it. But you know, like I said, Queens. You know, as far as the body count, I'm not saying that I wouldn't um deal with a woman with a high body count, but that is something that you would need to tell me. That's that when if you're not telling something to me, that's more of a shame. A man is gonna look at you like, are you ashamed of that? If you came out and said, yeah, I did have a past, and you know but that's not what I'm on, and you know, and that was a long time ago. I might accept that if I'm looking at the character and the person that's in front of me at that point in time, I might actually just accept that and be like, you know what? I accept that, I receive it, and I believe it. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
people can change, right? But certain
they can.
things, like, you know, if you was getting trains ran on you, you had an
Yeah, that's a
OnlyFans,
lot.
like you had or you got a OnlyFans, and you know, and shit like that. Like a motherfucker can type on the website and watch you
Bring
masturbate
you up.
and get fucked and get sucking dick and all that. Me personally,
Yeah,
me
like I think
personally,
somebody posted in there like I'm, you know, at least be discreet. Like if you know you're going to find a
yes,
husband one day, you
a
need to be
queen.
Yeah,
Look here, I'm not saying a woman can't do what she want to do, right? But queens handle their business on their own time, and they make sure that the men that they land with respect them enough to not talk and to not speak on what they do.
yeah,
A hoe don't give a fuck. They're not trying uh to create any type of respect and to get this man to respect her. Ain't no man gonna respect you on the first day. And any nigga that fuck you on the first time of meeting you, you can just count your respect
But
out.
like Jamina was saying, some women don't know. Sometimes that's the only form of love they know. And I know
Well,
that's on some ends, and it may be a spectacular man that may come in her life and tell her she don't got to do that no more. It just may not be you.
I doubt it.
I
I
mean,
doubt it.
I'm not.
Y'all better stop watching Disney.
I'm not
You see,
trying to.
Disney got women out here really living fairy tale goddamn lives. Like
It's
a lot of
not.
women do not live in reality.
They'll just live
Men
in
live in
fantasy.
reality.
Most women have had those men. They just messed it up by doing what they do. So they're going to still learn a lesson.
Only once we grow, you gonna hold my past when I was 15 over my head. That's crazy. Now,
Hey,
I'm not even with that
15,
part.
oh hell no, not
I ain't gonna hold
Disney.
my past
you
over my
know,
head. I'm not a
15.
Disney type of chick. I'm out here and I know my past ain't been perfect, and somebody who's still loving me and willing to love me quite a few times. So, you know, I just feel like
Right.
men like have too much room sometimes to speak on what women do with their bodies. But the fact of the matter is that if a woman seeks a husband, no matter what her past is, she can get a husband. She can get a husband.
Okay.
Like, she
Well,
has to
that's
leave that life alone and be done with it. And she says that I'm choosing this lifestyle, then she deserves to have what she was desiring. It's not Disney. It's really her choosing her fate and deciding to grow up. So we just
okay.
like men grow up, and men, like, they have bodies, and there's men out here with 10 baby mamas. Trust me, we've seen it.
That's
And then
that's
they
just
get
not.
a
Hey,
grown woman,
if
and
you a
then
nigga that do that,
until
you
then,
fucking
you
weak,
still
you
allowed
fucking
to.
trash, and you need to cut your dick off, nigga. You don't
Well, he
need
didn't
to.
know.
Yeah,
He didn't know.
you
I feel
got
like
10
black people
baby
are the only
mothers. You
people
just
that don't allow each
irresponsible.
other. Black people are the only people that don't allow each other space to grow and heal. I have never seen anything like it where we don't say it's okay to grow and heal, that you were once that, but
It's
you're not that
okay,
now.
but
And
it's
that's
not
what
okay to wife.
it's us being able to leave the room open for us to say, hey, you can be still something great, even though your past was like this, and you are still worth something. And I'm not, as far as black people go, we're so hard and judgmental, and so we speak so harshly to each other that sometimes women
And
get
like it just
they
gotta
don't feel
be
like they
this,
can't
like you're
change.
not allowed to
Men need to
change
speak
or
kindly.
something.
You are
You
allowed to
can
do
say,
whatever
I
you
know
want to
your past
do.
is terrible. I know that people may judge you. I may want to know up front, but I'm not going to call you a hoe or a bitch for that. I'm not going to call you a harlot. I'm going to say that you may have not known, or you may want to, you know what I'm saying, or that may be have your past. But I feel like men have so much room to speak so nasty to women about their past, and it's like, where have we gotten like this? When we know where we come from and we know what they've taken from us, that we can speak so harshly to each other. Like, we should be speaking more love and more, and that's what's really going to help these women, not men speaking up and being harsh to them about it. It's speaking up and
Okay,
saying,
let
hey,
me.
I know where you came from. I know what you've been through. And I know that you,
Right.
even though you're not the woman for me, you still matter. And that's what these black men need to get up and say, and stop speaking so harshly about these women. They're just women that just were misguided. And if you are a true king, you will guide your women back, period, whether it's yours or not. And that's what I feel like we as black people need to have a room to say to these men, like, stop and talk to these women nicely. That's why y'all can't get no
I'm not
conversation
saying.
across to nobody. You talking
Let
to
me.
them like that doesn't make them want to be better. It's going to make them be aggressive with you. It's going to make them not listen to you. And instead of saying, hey, you also, king, may be speaking some kind words that may help me, speak it to me like I know you the king, that you should be saying it to me that way. And instead, these men are just sitting here doing their own thing and doing whatever they want and still talking harshly to women. What we do this at? Like, I think if black men are really studying their past and really in their king bag, then they'll know how to talk to a woman regardless. And that ain't it. That's just not it.
Well,
Now,
let me.
I do agree with that when it comes to, like you said, just when it comes to, like you said, just talking to people. I don't necessarily have to agree with your lifestyle, but just because that's what you choose to do, that doesn't automatically now give me permission to say anything to, especially if I'm not coming to you with disrespect. And that's just one-on-one. That's beyond even talking about hoe. That's beyond, just because of whatever I choose to do. At what point now does that mean? Yeah, and I feel like
grace, y'all wanted to.
and I feel like that
Let me
goes
say
both ways.
this.
With dating, I feel like with dating, again, this is just me from the outside looking in. That's what I was saying in the beginning. I feel like that's where the disconnect is right now with men and women. Men want to make their point and be all harsh and rah, rah, rah. Women, they want to make their point and be all rah, rah, rah. Then what are we really trying to do?
Here we go.
Yes, we're doing this. So that's my whole thing. So with all of this being said, I'm all about solution based. You know me, I'm silver lining. So what is the resolution moving forward instead of just you did this, you're this, you did this, you did this?
And Kanye, one of my favorite Kanye songs, let's not play the blame game.
Yeah, we know the problem now. We know the problem now. So what's the solution? And anybody in the comments, please let us know. Jamila, do you want to come back in? Because you're saying a lot of stuff. You're saying a lot of
what she said was so cool with her last say. Give us a safe space and a soft space to land. Give grace.
Okay, let's have that conversation real quick, because in order for us to give you a soft place, you got to be soft. A lot of these women are men.
That's what Corey was saying.
A lot of these women are men. Okay, a lot of these learning what?
Because just like I just was speaking to you about, harsh, here's harsh. Harsh and harsh don't make conversation for love, and that's what we are lacking. The
I
heart to
agree
the
with
heart
that
and make it space. But it
100%.
don't matter
Yeah,
whose ego had to drop first to say, you don't have to be that way here. It don't
yeah,
matter as long as somebody ego dropped to say, you ain't gotta be that way here.
yeah.
And then here's where we start connecting like this instead of like this. I don't understand what you were saying, but you not, even as my friend and my who I love, I'm not letting no man speak to me about my past, about anything like you did, ever. I really
They
am who
went
I
through
am,
things.
and
Why
I
do
will
you
always
think
be
they were
who I am,
mean?
my
They
past and
went
where I stand. I still deserve to be spoken to nicely. That's why I have a husband who speaks to me nicely. I learned that my past was not who I am. He gave me a soft space to land. He let his guard down, so his ego down, and so did I. And we speak like this to each other. We do not speak like this anymore. We speak like this. And
I
that's what
think
I'm
that's
trying
where
to
the
tell
real
you.
healing
Even
is. I
if
feel
you don't like her, you can still speak to her in a way that does not harm her.
Right. Hold on. Let me get it
it's a
straight.
two-way street.
Let me get things straight. Y'all know I don't talk to women just any old kind of way. For me to talk to or anybody, you know, a certain way, you gotta come at me a certain way. I never came at Jamina, or only person I really came at crazy was Sadea, because she's just a fucking harlot from hell. But outside of
Jarrell,
that,
Jarrell,
uh,
But like
please,
she said, guide
uh,
us. There's somebody on here, she said, guide us. These women are
yeah,
open to being guided, and these men are
exactly.
so harsh.
some women are not. Just like some men are not
That's
capable of leading. It's a lot of
that's
men that can't
true.
lead. It's a lot of
That's
niggas
true,
out here
but
that ain't shit. These niggas is weak. These motherfuckers is weak, raised by their mothers. They ain't have a man to show them how to operate and how to move. So when you get a man like me that's masculine, and I'm not willing to step down from that masculinity, it's looked at as being rough and harsh. But that's a part of being masculine, is being straightforward and
Right.
not
Okay, I'm gonna interject in. Part of
that's
being
just a
masculine is
part.
knowing when
That's
you
just
need
a
to
part of
interject
being
your energy
you,
to not be like who you need to take that masculine energy to. Most people
because
do not
I'm
understand. Yeah,
straightforward.
you right, raised by mothers, because that's why I be telling people, when you speak to a woman, a man automatically should know how to speak to her because he's been taught how to speak to her, whether it's good or bad. And I feel like a lot, again, here we go back to it. You're right. They've been taught to speak to a woman any kind of way. And I feel like women have been taught to put a guard up because they're used to men speaking to them any kind of way. But if a man comes to them gently, they will let their guard down, period. I know of it. I have a king that literally spoke to me kindly, and I let my guard down, so that's not true. There are a lot of men out here that even though they're not even being guided towards you, they'll still speak to you kindly. And
did
so
I didn't
that's something
But
instilled in them, and it's
but
taught to them.
I will say, like you, like I said, a lot of times, like even Danielle, like you are an exception to the rule. I will say, because I've even witnessed it myself. I do know at this point, in general, I'm not saying all women. You are an outliner, and you do have women that are outliners, but a lot of these women,
I
some
know
of
they
them.
harsh. I know they
They
harsh.
hard. I don't care
I know
how
they
the man.
harsh.
If you hear it all the time. Matter of fact, you hear it all the time. Since we're talking about dating, that's a lot of these men's complaints is that they do come to a woman, not even a woman that they don't know. Hey, beautiful. Hey, queen. You know what I'm saying? You looking beautiful today. This
nigga,
mother,
you
why are you
thirsty.
talking to me?
Get your thirsty ass the fuck away from me with your thirsty ass.
Hey,
Don't be opening up no
she
door for
said one
me,
thing
nigga.
today.
I don't need
She
no
said I'm
nigga to
not
be.
approachable. She said
He,
literally out her
Bitch,
mouth, I'm
fuck
not
you.
approachable. He was like, I looked at him like, I'm not approachable, but you're not.
yeah.
Here's the thing, y'all. I understand why she's not, and I told her just as gently as I would tell anybody else. Like, here's why you're not approachable. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, that's why you're not approachable. And although she listened, you know what I'm saying, like she didn't want to hear it, she wasn't approachable. She wasn't. I'm just saying, y'all, I agree 100% with what y'all saying. It is a lot of that, but we're combating a lot of it with more mad, crazy energy instead of
Hold
somebody
on for a
being like,
second.
okay.
Yeah. Also, too, because I'm looking at what Revitalized Healing 317 is saying, and they say I was raised by a strong mother. Matter of fact, who is Revitalized Healing? I'm
Girl,
sorry, is
she's
that
the
a
best massages ever. I got a massage by her. She has the
okay? So
highest
it is a
spirit.
woman. I just wanted to
Yes.
make sure I just wanted to make sure I
Her
was
name is Ariel. She's the bomb,
announcing her
y'all.
right.
She
So
really
she says I was raised by a strong mother. She actually brings up a really good point that also too, a lot of the like harshness that us as women,
Strong.
a lot of that like
Strong.
energy, that strong
I had a strong
energy.
mother too. I had a
A lot
strong. Well, I have a strong mother.
a lot of times that kind of comes from even the way we were raised as mothers. A lot of us was raised with single, and nobody in this and right here, everybody was raised with like both parents in the house. But a lot of us women too were raised with like these strong mothers. They didn't have their dads in their house too, so they're raised by mothers and grandparents or grandmothers.
But we have to remember too, y'all, we're Black.
Yeah.
So it's
I'm not Black.
So y'all, so do y'all not hear
I'm
what
more
I'm
than
saying? We're
that.
bringing a lot of our suffering into our conversations instead of just bringing what we need to bring in the conversation. We're bringing everything else in it. So how many of us agree that we can be soft? Do you feel like, Jamila, you can be soft? Like, do you feel like you can be soft on your day-to-day basis? Like, and not just soft in the way that you feel like people can go off on you, mistreat you. Do you feel like you can be soft? Like, I'm really honestly,
Do I
do you
feel
feel
soft?
like you
Are
be
you
in goddess
soft or are you
mode
firm?
and be
I
soft?
feel like every woman can, but you asked me about myself, but I'm both. I don't have to be just quote unquote what society deems as feminine.
No,
Like
I say this. I hate the feminine and all that soft. Like, meaning you have the right. You can have space to feel like me is me. This is me, y'all. As being a woman, I feel like I can be soft all the time. So do you feel like? But this is also something I've grown into because again, she told us we've all been grown with that strong stuff. Blah blah blah. Do you feel like you can walk in a room with Jarrell, with Corey, me, and be soft? Like, just be soft and be yourself.
But what is soft to you? What is that definition?
Yeah, what's the
That's
definition?
what it is to you. To like what it's not my version of it. It's you meaning you can be totally comfortable, totally open, totally okay to maybe hearing something you maybe not want to hear, but still encouraged by it. To feel like you don't have to protect yourself as soon as you come in a room. Do you feel like
you mean more like open to
like you have to feel like you gotta guard, like you have to have a guard up, like you have to pity pat your words, or like you feel like you can be completely 100% Jamila.
I grew into that, yes.
So that's why I said, like, when you meet a person or you're dating, are you coming into it being your 100%, like, I can be I'm going to come in as my soft self, or are you coming in feeling like you got to be on protection?
With that guard.
I mean, it just depends on the.
See, no, not yes or no. No, don't complicate it.
Well, then I can't answer it.
Yep. So there we go.
I can't.
So now that's why I tell women
because
we
everything
have
is situational.
Yeah, that's
it's
not.
Because depending on the atmosphere, depending on.
So let me ask, what does it depend on then? What would be the perfect situation?
What would be come kicking in now? We're giving ourselves too many excuses not to be what we are.
Feminine.
Thank you. Now I said soft.
But do you think that some women do you think that it's just automatically natural for some women to be? Do you think that some women just are maybe naturally born like not with that? Like,
but where are we
getting learned behavior?
Like, are y'all pulling this from like the way the white women are programmed and trained?
I only ask because.
Nah, we going off of what Webster said.
Like, you did research to be a life coach, right? You did your research to be where you're at. A lot of women go research to get a degree, all these other things, but y'all won't research how to get and keep your man or get a man. And they feel like they wonder why they go in. I'm not saying this is you. This is situational. And then they feel like if we don't prepare for something and we go in a room, we all over the place.
Why do you think that's not your duty though, Jamina, as a woman?
First of all, okay, time out. Because I'm getting like 50 questions at once. So the first thing was, okay, so can you please reframe your question in regards to when I walk in the room, can I be soft or whatever?
Yeah, like I just said, like, do you feel like you know what's going on in that room when you walk in, and whatever you put out there, you're not worried about what comes back? Because I understand, like Jarrell said, I move in the ways of feminine, and I don't mean I say soft and God. It's like meaning I've researched and understood what that is, and I find that a lot of Black women don't research or find out what that looks like or what that is. So they're coming in a room, just like Jarrell said, hard, strong, and not ready to date at all. And ready to throw out standards to you and everything else to you, besides the fact of what they're looking for is a nice, soft, kind goddess of a woman. That's what I'm asking.
So, like I was saying before, because I was interrupted, I wasn't able to finish. When it comes to this subject, I am always the one that does not agree. This is just an area where we're gonna have to agree to disagree because I'm Jamina Aisha Carnegie. I am not going to aim to please you. I am not going to try to fit into a box or a term like feminine that is societal stamped approved.
Okay, so that's okay.
All right.
And this is not.
I got a question.
And this is why I tell women we're married, and this is why we hit single women, and this is why it hurts, because if a single woman is asking why she's single, and a married woman is sitting here saying, I can identify some of the reasons why you are, we'll be met with backlash and offense, and them feeling like they have to be defensive instead of taking it as constructive criticism on maybe I could help you understand, maybe, or we can talk through some ways of why you feel like you have to be that way. Like,
because the truth is always going to hurt before it helps.
Yeah, and that's why I said I don't want you to feel like you have to run away from us. You don't have to run away. Come towards us, because if you're really wanting a relationship and you're wanting something to last and you're wanting to have this, come towards it. Don't run from it.
But you can say that, but you have to be cognizant and aware. People have been through some shit.
But here's the thing that
I get it.
That's crazy. That's like saying I haven't been through nothing. I have. I've been through. I lost a child. I had child loss. That deteriorates your number of having a successful marriage by 75% when you lose a child in marriage, and I'm still thriving. So no, I don't believe that. I believe that every day you get up to be better. If you want something, you can truly have it. I believe that women, if they
but you're being dismissive. You're being dismissive to other people and their issues that they have.
But no, I'm just saying that all people have issues, but in order to have a relationship, you have to work through them to have it. You're going to have to always work through an issue. There's always going to be something. That's the truth of being life.
Right. But
so we're saying, can you work through that and find yourself as a cooperative partner, as a collaborator with a partner, to say that even through issues and things that may pop up, I can be myself, I can be soft, and we can work through these things.
Well, like I said, you talk about soft, which is what? Feminine?
I don't say feminine.
Can I break down feminine and masculine?
I mean,
go ahead.
Hold up, time out, because Jamina don't need no definition.
No, I'm just saying for people who watching,
Not for the people that's watching.
She keeps saying soft. So are you meaning feminine?
Well, because people get caught up a lot.
Well, soft is feminine. I mean,
I don't want to. Like I said, I don't.
Do you want your man to be? Do you want your man to be feminine or masculine?
I want my man to emulate what my father was to me.
What is your father, feminine or masculine?
My father was my father. The titles don't matter. My father. Okay, let me tell you something about my dad.
Give me some traits about your father.
My dad did not have a man cave. The house was his cave.
Right.
My dad used to laugh at men that would talk about their alpha and all of that, because
we don't. Yeah, men don't do that.
Titles don't
You right.
Don't nobody do that. Yeah, don't nobody do that.
That's facts.
That's feminine. That's a feminine trait. Niggas that gotta say alpha and all that.
That's a new age, Kevin Samuel followers, red pill, blue pill, bull.
Yeah, that's feminine talk.
If you're asking me the question, can I be a woman to a man? Because that's
So like I said, you research how to be a life coach, like you said. You research how to be a life coach.
I cannot teach you how to be a man to me.
Yes, totally agreeable. Totally, I agree.
Okay, we're getting somewhere. Great.
If you got to teach a man that, he's not for you, right? That's not
right.
Him. I'm just saying, like, I feel like it's an influx of women sometimes that because they haven't, they're here with things and they so big with things here that sometimes they're so big with it that they've missed their opportunity or that person to do those things with it based off of something in their head that they created. Like, I can't be that. I can't have that. That don't look right. We've created these things from stopping us from having exactly what it is we want. So that's why I was just trying to listen to you. Maybe, sometimes it helps to hear people out that maybe they've identified something that's holding them back from having what they want. That's all.
No,
It's not
because
a,
girl, let me
it's
tell you
not
something
a,
about me. I have gone through anger management, years of it. I have therapy workbooks that I consistently use. I am every single day working on my self-development because Jamina is her responsibility and that's it. I have gone through years of therapy. I'm currently looking for a therapist. So, and I've done the work. So I'm in a position to be, I'm ready. But these men that I'm meeting are not.
So
So
you
it's
just
not,
feel like you're not. So you just
So it's
feel
all
like
the man's fault.
So wait, no. Let me speak. Let me speak, please. So what she's saying is kind of saying the same thing like my cousin Christian just said. Like she just put, I would like to be submissive, but I haven't came across someone that makes me feel secure enough. So to me, that's the vibe that I'm getting from Jamie is that when she comes across, and that's a lot of women. That's what a lot of people say is that they just haven't came across that person. They feel
it's some
again that
sweetest people in
they
the
feel
world.
that they
I
haven't
don't
come
believe
across
it.
that
I don't believe
person.
it. I believe people miss opportunities every day. Promise you.
But
Can I?
right,
okay,
Can
People
I?
miss
well, okay, but
opportunities
you
every
don't
day
know.
based off how
You
they
ain't with
feel.
me.
I
You
just
go
ain't
like
with
ahead,
me.
girl. Wait, go ahead.
There's no way that I'm gonna meet every single available single guy in the world.
Wait,
I'm
hold
not
on. What
gonna
would
do
you?
that.
Yeah, what would you
I
about to
just,
say, Bill?
we just got to get to a point to where you're comfortable with yourself. A lot of times with men and women that can't find whatever it is they looking for is because they're too busy. They haven't found themselves yet. You trying to find
Absolutely.
a whole person, but you a whole half of a person.
Yeah,
You
I say
can't
that all
find
the time.
wholeness in a half.
Yeah.
Whether you masculine, whether you're a man or a woman, if you are you want to find something full, but you still working through a lot of issues.
But y'all do know that you are never 100%.
I'm not saying
Yeah,
100%, but it's a such thing as 75%. It's a
But
such
you're
thing as
meaning like a
passing.
functional level.
I think
60% is a
some
D.
people like
You
during the
can
and we're
last
graduate with a
always
60%.
evolving. We're always evolving like that.
Right.
So that's not to say that like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's the reality of it. We are always evolving. So it's not saying it in a way where it's like, okay, I'm finally at my final Pokemon level. All right, now like,
Level
no, we're not gonna be that, but
ever. But we can
we're not
always be
gonna be.
working.
I'm just saying, y'all, I made a clear cut decision that one day I decided that married was what I chose to be. It's what I wanted in my life. I married one person, it didn't work. I literally picked up and took a little time off, learned what I wanted to, what I didn't want, what I did want. I went head fast for it, straight on the straight and narrow, no tunnel vision, and I found what I was looking for. And Black women can find everything. They can get to the goal of everything they want, but for whatever reason, this eludes us, and I don't believe that. It don't skip around. If you great at your job, if you great at taking care of your kids, keeping yourself together, then you'll be great at finding a man. And I, like Jarrell said, we using that Disney stuff. If a woman ain't got to it, it's because seriously, there's something that you need to work on and work past that blockage and get through it because it's stopping you from ultimately getting to what you want. Spiritually, mentally, financially, physically, we gotta be good in all ways. And vulnerability is a transparency issue, and we haven't had the, like she said, you said earlier, Jamina, we haven't had the safe space to do that. We just haven't.
Thank you,
Just
Kevin.
haven't.
Thank you. This is what you right. You right, D. Kevin, thank you so much, Kevin. He literally just said, I tell people this all the time, and I only do this because this is based off of, I can only go off of what my experience is. Like he said, build friendships, real friendships with men. Those who show up as genuine friends have the propensity to become more and lead to your sense of safety and vulnerability being restored.
Taking your
I agree with that
time,
100%.
enjoying
That
the
is that
process of dating
I
and being
can
a
speak
friend
off
first.
of I
And
can
But
being
speak
are
a
we missing
friend
the fact that you
involves
guys are
not fucking
missing it?
them.
But you guys are missing it because you guys aren't dating. So
well,
it's
right.
Oh, but I
We're
listen. I
not
know that
But we
dating,
have
but we
dated
will
I
before.
don't.
start
I
at
don't.
a
I
point
don't
in
feel like I
time.
dated
what back in
before. I was
2000?
still
It
probably
don't
It
it
single.
don't
don't
matter
matter.
when. It's the same thing.
No, it's
Marriage is
not.
But
marriage.
see, this
No,
is
it's
why
not.
this
Dating
is
is
again.
dating.
Single
No, it's
people
not.
don't
It's not the
listen.
same.
That's why they're
It's the
single.
same.
Single people, when
No,
they
it's
get to a
not.
point where they listen, they're no longer single. Single people are single for a reason because they don't want to bend or move on something, and that's what people are sugarcoating. I'm not. I'm not sugarcoating on
But what
something
does that
or
have to
telling a
do
woman
with
that
that?
they're single
Not the
because there's
thing.
something you're not willing to bend on. It's
What
just
does
that
that have to
simple.
do with something not being the thing?
I'm just saying, like, there's a reason why people are single and they don't want to ever talk about it. Nobody ever want to talk about the reason why their friend is single. It's like a something that, you know, people hide from. We shouldn't hide from the
But
fact
It's like
it's
a
not.
big
But
that's
it's
elephant
not
in the
that.
transparency.
room.
It's not
That's
that cut and
transparency.
dry.
And that's the ability of saying that even though I'm vulnerable and I am single, maybe one day I would like to be in a relationship. So I'm going to speak to people in relationships and maybe see how that works. And single people are so afraid to talk to somebody in a relationship. They love to discredit them, take away from them. That's not how we grow. We don't take away
But
from
that's
we
only
don't
a
take away from
portion.
people. We
But
add.
that's
I
only a
learn from you.
portion
I
of
learn from
single
you
people.
too. I learn from you too, but you can't say what you've
But
learned
that's
from
only
us.
a portion. You can't make it general and say like all single people. Like that's not how all single
Some people
people
choosing to
All
be
right,
operate.
let's
single. I bet people
can
choosing
we
to be single, but they're saying they're choosing to be single. That's the
can we
difference.
take emotion out for a second and put some logicalness in this? Because it's starting to get very I feel. It's a lot of I feel and I feel and I feel, and it's not enough things that anybody can stand on in this conversation. There's just a whole bunch of feelings. I feel this way and I feel this way. That feeling shame. So where can we get to a line of where we speaking on facts? That way it's not just we running in a damn circle this whole damn time.
Okay, so what
Let me
does
ask
that?
you. Let me ask you this, Jamina. We just gonna keep it straight simple. I'm not putting no feelings. You got a lot of masculine energy, so me and you can match. Because you're very logical. That's why I say that you're very logical. So
Yeah.
we gonna just stick to logic. Are you trying to date a man or a woman? Are you trying to date men or women?
I am heterosexual, so men.
You are heterosexual, right? Okay. So with me being a heterosexual man, a lot of heterosexual men, they do want feminine. Now you said that you don't care about femininity.
No, no, no,
So
no. I said I
okay.
don't care about titles. We don't have to always put a label on something.
So
I
you
don't
don't care
have
about
to.
being married, right? Because that's the title.
When we're talking about feminine versus alpha and things like that, that's what I was referring to. Like when
Right.
I
So
remember
I
when I
mean titles
said,
and
remember
titles,
when
they
I said,
exist for a reason.
That's why I was saying, like, we
remember
have to
when I
define what
said,
soft and goddess is, and we have to define those things. We have to speak in
You
real
have to.
terms. We
These are
have to.
things we must
remember when I
understand.
said, well, because
As
now
a
you're okay. So I'm confused because when I told you what my father said, you were in agreement with it. But now all of a
the
sudden, it's
alpha stuff and all of that, let me verify the alpha stuff and all of that, usually men that speak like that, they are feminine. That's
so
why
you're
your
saying
daddy
that
that's why
my
your
father
daddy
was feminine?
No,
no, because your
No.
daddy spoke against those type of men.
no,
Let's
he
get off
said
the
that
defensiveness.
yeah.
We're not being defensive right now. I'm with your father. I was agreeing with him. You said your father wasn't with all that man cave shit and all this. I'm an alpha man and I'm a strong man. A man is a man. All of that comes with being masculine, logical, confident, focused, strong, stable, being clear, being assertive, goal
Yeah.
driven. These are all things or key factors in masculinity. If your father didn't have that, you wouldn't even look at him as a man in general. Your father had masculine traits, regardless if he called himself masculine, regardless if your daddy called himself a man, he still had a penis. So he's a man, regardless of what somebody is calling him from the ground. I'm just saying on this basic,
Yeah.
bare bone logic, regardless of what, like these fags and these gays and trans and all this shit. I'm a binary and all this
No.
bullshit. You got a dick in your drawers, my nigga. You are a man.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
That's
Hey,
true.
girl, I don't care how many dicky outfits you put on, bitch. You are a woman. You got a period every damn month. You are a
Tariq,
woman.
stop.
I'm just
Stop.
breaking shit down. So your father was a man, and with a man, he had masculine traits. Again, he was logical. A man is confident. You don't want no
But this is
man
my
that's not
thing.
confident, do you? Do you want a man that's not logical? Do you want a
But
man that's
this is
not
what I'm
focused, not
saying.
strong?
Why? Okay, my question is, this is my problem when we talk about masculine versus feminine.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go predicated on what you just said and what a lot of men say, it's almost like y'all are saying, or well, not you because you're married, but it's almost like some of the men that have this type of rhetoric are saying they don't want a woman with sense. Because when you look in the dictionary,
No.
logic is what makes sense to you and what makes
No,
sense
logic is
for
2
that
plus 2 is
particular
4.
situation. Logic is
Logic
not
is
this philosophical term that is only gender specific to men.
So what's the
Just because
definition of
I have
logic? Can
sense-
somebody give me the
Wait
real
a minute.
definition of
I got
logic?
you.
Wait.
I got you.
Just
Yeah, go
because
ahead, Jimmy.
You know, and that, I mean, like I said before, I can tell, like I said, Jimmy, like you are a wonderful person. I've been doing hair for probably over 15 years, girl. I've been around women my whole life. It's sad to say, like, it's not sad. I love everything about us, but I really can identify, like, seriously, a lot of times why we fall into these categories of not being able to be those women. And it's sad to say because I met with, and I literally have met, I met with women just like this. No, but you're right. It's the aggressiveness.
I don't have to illustrate shit.
No. I'm not saying you do. I'm not saying
You're right.
it's the aggressiveness.
You're right.
Because y'all don't know me. You don't
No,
know how I function.
we're not saying
You
we
don't
do.
know how I function.
But
when
we
I'm
can
on
just
a
tell
date.
by how
You
aggressive
don't know
you are
what
with
I'm
us, and
talking
we're
about
trying
when
to
I'm
get to
talking
know
to
you.
men.
It's like,
You have
right?
no
We're trying to
idea.
get to know you. I can imagine what it's like today because I'm like, I'm trying to get to know you, and I'm having trouble.
But
I really want to hear what you. Yes,
I
am. I
because
really
you're sitting up
am.
here saying,
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I really am trying to give you my love back to you. I really am trying to give my love.
I'll put it like this. At this point, like you said, it's too much emotion going on. We have to stick to logic. At the end of the day, when it comes to the topic of the dating pool and why it is what it is, what I'm gathering at the end of the day, we say these things, we have to look at ourselves in the mirror first. Are we dateable? Do you? So I guess this is my question. So what type of man at this point for Jamina, what would that look like? What would the perfect man for us, and not just for you, but again, because there's single people in this too, other single women. What would be the perfect man for you? Like what would be good? What would be good for a single woman like you? Like what is that? What does that look like?
I mean, just talking about basics, I would hope that you wanted somebody that fits your standards and your non-negotiables or deal breakers, whatever you have in place. And all of that is dependent on the person. But I would hope to think that women would want a guy that is secure in the house and out the house.
Okay.
A guy that has a mission for you to submit to. And that is open and willing to change, and open and willing to change occurring because change is inevitable. Someone that showcases that they have a sense of what loyalty is, if you care about that. If you want someone that is caring and that can speak to you in love, using respect and tact, and the basics, be gainfully employed, have his own place, have reliable transportation unless he lives in Chicago, DC, or New York City.
New York.
And if he's a father, if you date men with children, he should be an upstanding father to his kids.
At this point,
that's masculine. Everything you just said was the definition of man and masculine. You didn't say anything about anything that's feminine. Everything that you just noted were masculine traits. You didn't say you want a man to be emotional. You didn't say you wanted a man.
I was just listing basics, Darrell. I'm not about to go through the whole entire list.
Right, but that's good. But that's what I'm saying. Even your basics are defining what a man is. It's defining masculinity. But if you're being the same, if you're trying to match that man with that same energy, he might as well just be gay.
but here's my thing. You don't know how I am when I'm dealing with men, because nobody can tell you how to feel, right? The way that I've been spoken to, you guys are not really framing your questions and perceiving me in the right way.
Okay. I mean,
Because
we're
I
perceiving you the
know
way
you
you're
too.
expressing
I
yourself.
know you too, but I'm a completely different person than what I was back in 2000, Corey? Like,
Right. I mean, we're not coming at it with like a sense of like, oh, we know how you are.
We
Like,
know
we're
you
just
right.
asking.
We just having a
These are just
conversation.
questions. These were just basic questions that were going to get asked anyway, because that's just the
Yeah, we're gonna
topic.
ask
So
them to
it's
anyone.
not specific. Yeah, it's not specific to you. That's why I said like we needed these
Yeah,
other.
I had
Um,
questions to ask any woman that decided to,
yeah.
to being the woman that stood up to answer the question.
Yeah, so it's not specific. This is just in general. You know what I'm saying? We got other people that are commenting on it too, so it's just in general. But this is at the end of the day, like I said, I'm solution focused. So it's like we understand what the issues are. Those have been completely laid out. So my question is, moving forward as we conclude this thing, what's the solution? What's the solution for our single women out there, for our single men that is out here trying to date, trying to find what would make the pool less pissy? What would make the pool less pissy? And this for anybody. Anybody can answer this. Y'all go ahead.
I was gonna say that I tell my clients and my peers and my friends that if you have to work on yourself first as an individual, no matter your gender, however you identify, whatever. But you have to work on yourself first. You have to do the inner work and then get yourself back out there.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to be, I tell women in particular that I think it's best based upon what I've been through and conversations that I've had with other women. I think that it's best to be focused on collecting the data that is necessary, like I said, standards and non-negotiables and stuff, and focus on having fun and getting to know that person and experiencing that person, because there's always lessons to be learned. And if you have come to your sense of awareness to where you can really read that person and really hear and see how they move and what they're saying, a guy will pretty much tell you what he on within 24 hours.
Yeah.
Like they really tell on themselves, and I don't
And
even think
women too. Women too.
But yeah,
women too.
But I would say just make sure that you have your ears open and your eyes open and be open to just new experiences, because I'm learning a lot with dating.
We're forever learning.
Gratitude.
We're forever learning.
Yes, gratitude for being showing up tonight, for giving us the wonderful topic. It was so appreciated. I love all your input tonight. It was wonderful to hear, wonderful to see how it looks out here in this world, in this crazy place. And I hope we keep sticking that girl, getting to the business and being happy.
Yeah. And Kevin, I love what he said too. Adding to that, he said less cheap sex. Sex.
I got some bullets to unload.
Go ahead.
But as far as the dating. Now, I'm gonna just do it as simple as I can.
Yeah.
We got to get back to. I think even with dating, regardless if it was back in 1950 or 2050, we have to get back to being friends first. It's levels.
That part.
Everybody, just like with a job.
I was wrapping up about the dating thing. I was just just giving gratitude for everybody speaking out. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no. You were. Thank you. No, we are. Yeah, I'm just wrapping it up. This is our final. Like, what is the conclusion? What is the the resolve? What's the resolution to all of this? Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry, real. I didn't.
Yeah, Oh no, you good. For men and women, to keep it simple, like I said, we just got to get back to being friends and not refraining from having sex too fast, because what women fail to realize, or what y'all don't, a lot of women don't want to just accept, is that having sex with you too fast is going to alter his thoughts and views on his respect for you. I'm sorry. That's how it's always been before the internet. With my father, with my grandfather, with his grandfather, they all said the same type things. For those type of women that didn't show that type of discipline, it's hard for him to think that, okay, I'm gonna commit to her and she gonna go out here and really display vaginal discipline. Look how many women, I know a lot of men that are raising kids that they think are theirs, that are not. This is happening. This is happening very, very. I mean, it's always been the case. It's been going on since the beginning of time. But there's really no way for a man to really know these type of things, and we have to really trust a woman when it comes to that. That you know, you got that discipline, because at the end of the day, if a child comes into this world and I want to be as secure as I can as a man, and have that protection, knowing that, all right, my woman does have these type of traits, and the only way you can really find that out is through being friends with her. Vice versa, women want a man. Women want a man that is a protector, that has boundaries, that's assertive and disciplined, and all of these traits, or whatever you like you were saying, Jamina. You're trying to find out your do's and don'ts, and what you're willing to accept and what you won't accept. You find that out through being friends with this person for a set period of time, for as long as you can, until you can get those questions answered for yourself. You shouldn't be opening yourself up to this person. Vice versa for these men. I tell guys all the time, you can't expect to know a person off of three dates. You can't expect to know somebody off of 6 months. Hell, I done been with Corey for damn near 20 years. I still don't know this motherfucker. So it's something. It's something that I have to learn. But I knew enough after a year or two of knowing her to say, man.
Core, like she said, like even Jamina said, the core values, the core things that you don't compromise on, those are the things that you know are certain about that person.
Yeah.
Right. I was able to see all of that.
What you love, that core never changes. We are allowed to, like Jamina said, we're allowed to change. The core parts of us that we fell in love with first, those are the one things that we don't compromise on. So those non-negotiables, they sound harsh coming out as she said them. Those are the things that really in us that we don't compromise on, because those are the things that we fell in love with about that person. So even when that changes, or we hit a storm or it gets tough, we don't change. We don't change course. We don't jump on other bandwagons. We don't allow other extramarital activities. We already knew that core was strong from the beginning. So
right. But you only really learn that through being friends with that person. You don't know, you can't learn that just off of the rip. That takes time. People, especially people that are healing, like a wounded female. I'm just gonna show you different things that, like a wounded person, from this end of the spectrum to this end of the spectrum, stroke. And if you're friends with them, you're going to be able to see these things. Like a wounded female usually will play the victim. They act like they're powerless or weak, say that they're weak, manipulation, withholding information. That's a part of being being wounded, being needy, codependency, oversensitive, over emotional. These are all signs of this is all signs of a wounded feminine. You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, a lot of men that are wounded They're perpetrators. They abuse their power. They're very dominant. I mean, beyond dominant. Like to the where it's demeaning. Their dominance is demeaning. Very aggressive. They're controlling. Super competitive. Super confrontational. Super criticism. Super criticism. Abusive. Avoidance. Right. Right. With men. Very unsupportive and very unstable. So it's a lot of wounded people walking around, trying to find wholeness. And again, until you feel at least six, D ain't deep. If you got 60% in school, I mean, you barely passed. They should have held your ass back, and you should have stayed in class. But if you got a C in that class, that meant you knew enough to move on. If you got a D, that means, motherfucker, you got a 60%. By the grace of God, it was just luck that you down past that class. I mean, you was not prepared.
Your teeth.
Right. So I'm just saying, with people, we got to at least bare minimum get to 70%. Come into these relationships at least a C. Motherfuckers is coming in there with 20%. And broken people trying to fix each other. You can't expect somebody to give you something that you don't have. That's like me expecting, like I'll be out here walking my dog at night, and it might be a bum on the street and ask me for some money. That's like, the expectancy of people in this dating pool, it's like a whole bunch of homeless motherfuckers asking each other for money. Y'all both ain't got. Y'all both don't have shit. You see what I'm saying? But you thinking that you got.
Hey, they trying to make something. What Uncle P say? Two or nothing makes
two or nothing makes something. It's something, right? It is.
I really am down with that. That's funny as hell.
Two or something make nothing. Two nothings do make something, right? But something ain't always good. It can be some bullshit. It can be some. It can be some. It can be some bullshit. But people think that since it's two is good enough, and that's obviously that's not the case. So, like I said, man, like Boo said, being friends is key. We don't know how to do that. Nobody knows how to do that anymore.
I know he's so funny. He didn't want to get in my last live. He was being all funny acting. Now he's here.
Thanks for joining, Boo. But and thank you so much, Jarrell and Jamie, for breaking that down. Like I said, at the end of the day, y'all both made great points. Y'all already know. If y'all know me, I've been preaching that for the last 18 years. That foundation is key. I always said that friendship is key. I really do feel like that's the thing. And I know, even though we ain't out there, I know Jamie was like, well, y'all married, y'all, it's a long time. That was back in 2000.
Girl, let me tell you, Jamina, is this thing on? Because I'm only as good as the work I put in the day before. Meaning my husband, this is his work is the day I met him, is the day, it's today, okay?
Yeah, so I do, but I still do believe.
Much work, Jamina, honey.
I do believe that those core values and those core things still definitely can work today. Don't let social media fool you. Don't let this reality TV fool you and got you up here and got people. I'm just saying in general, got people thinking that stuff is not. That's what worked. That's how our great-great-grandparents, that's how it worked for them. That's how, so a lot of times when there's already a blueprint or a formula, some things are not for us to change. It's for it to keep, because that's what's working. That's what's getting it. That is what's getting it. So I really do believe, even though I'm not in the dating pool, I am a hopeless romantic in the sense of, I do believe that if we just keep it just keep it simple. It really don't gotta be this complicated. I don't even believe that it even has to be, oh, he ain't making 6 figures, he's out of the question. Oh, she ain't got she ain't got a BBL, she ain't banging this out the question. Like, let's not make this shit complicated. That's what's wrong in relationships, is that we worried about the wrong damn things. When it comes to that real shit, when it comes to when some shit go down, because everybody can stay around. everybody can stay around when stuff is good, but how can you stay? Are you gonna be able to trust this person when this motherfucker is up here sick for a year, for 2 years? You gotta, you know what I'm saying? All of that stuff. That is what really matters. That's what we have
Yes.
to get back
Whether
to.
that's someone what you think.
And also too, and understanding that yes, we are all forever evolving. Just like Jamina said, like we're not the same people. Who I was at 16 is not the same person that I am right now at 32 or 33. But being able to come to have that understanding with a person that, hey, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm choosing you. You are my life partner. We are going to decide to grow up and grow together, no matter what, whatever it looks like. So before we just keep those core values and just stick to that, I feel like we would be in a whole lot better space. We need to get off social media, looking at what the hell relationships are there. We need to stop following Future. We need to stop following goddamn Lil Wayne and all of these, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, like, let's get back to the basics. Like, a part of me, I say this all the time. I say this to Danielle and I say it to Girl all the time. Some days I'm looking towards the day to where like something happens to where social media just get cut off and can't nobody get on that shit no more. I'm ready to go back to the basics because I feel like we would be in a whole lot better position when it comes to relating, not even just relationships. Like I'm talking about even friendships. It's like it's so much stuff right now that's just tainted. It's so tainted. So that's it. That's all I gotta say. We just gotta get back to the basics.
Short and simple. I ain't gonna hold y'all no more. Period. If you want, I'm a firm believer, and I go get what I want. Like for real, I get what I want. Meaning, I will study, I will attract it, I will meditate about it, I will light a candle about it, I will read about it, I will do all the work I need to do to
Light an incense.
it happens. Period. Because whatever
do some yoga,
I shall have. I wish that for every woman on the planet. That if you choose to pick, like to have a man, like Corey said, study the old ways. Study for what it is, because if you can get a degree, if you can have a good job and have your business together and everything, you can study how to be or to learn how to be what it is we need to be for our men. And that's just the end of it. Like I just learned through a course of years how to be what it is my husband needs me to be for him. And that's individualized. It's one of those things that I feel like we need to have fun doing because it's tentative to who the person is. So Jamina's person is gonna look like Jamina's person. Real and Corey, they're each other's person. My person is my person. And I feel like that's the beauty in it, is us learning ourselves and getting to our person. So, again, I wish you luck on your journey, girl. Like I said, I feel your spirit is amazing. And whatever man comes across it, like, and you get to that point where you're ready to be that person, it's going to be magical. I know this. I know it to be true. So, again, like, keep work, girl, and it's going to and everything going to be what you want it to be.
Right. And everybody else.
Love out here, girl.
Yes, and everybody else that was on here, we had a lot of interaction. Thank you to my cuz Jarrell. You probably Christian. That's Romy's daughter. So yeah, she was on here. Yes, Romy. Kevin, thank you so much, Kevin. He's literally a freaking a relationship guru on YouTube. So y'all follow him. Like he does this thing for real. All of that. Thank you. What was old girl's husband? Thank y'all so much.
I had to study again how to be a wife. I had to learn what it was to be soft and to be me. And in that journey, I found myself, y'all. I tell people I found in my softness, I found me. And it led me to my husband, and our relationship is even stronger now. Our communication's even stronger, and I'm glad that he, like Jamina said, gave me a safe place to land. I'm grateful for that, and my vulnerability, my transparency are all trusted in within him. But it took me time. I'm glad I learned to be his friend first, go through things with him first, and here we are. So I wish
absolutely.
I wish much love to everybody.
Can I say
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, girl.
Okay, so being that this was public, I need to render a public apology to you. Is it Danielle?
Yep, Danielle.
So, no, girl, I gotta do it because earlier I was being defensive because I felt attacked.
It's okay.
And I took what you were asking me personally when I should not have done it that way. And I know better, but
Girl, didn't I tell you everything that I said? It hurts. Like you said, you gotta hurt before you heal. You said that.
Right.
So I knew that you like I already knew. Girl, I knew it from the time. Like I said, you doing the work. So any woman that's doing the work, is literally, that's one that's gonna get what
Facts,
you
exactly.
But I just
wholehearted.
wanted to.
You gonna get what
Thank
you
you.
need, bro. It's gonna be the
That's
bomb, and hopefully I'll be around to share that joy with you and clap for you, girl, for real.
yes. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that,
Yes.
Jamila.
It take a lot to step up to what you
That's
need, girl.
that's another
Put
thing to
yourself
show
out
that,
there.
like, we as women, you know, especially
Women
black
can do
women,
that, right? That was a big,
y'all in your feelings,
exactly.
y'all like, no, like, we are coming from a place of healing, and these are the type of women that I am so adamant about
Yes,
keeping in my circle,
yes.
having in my circle. I don't want all that other extra stuff. It is okay. It is okay to disagree. This is literally, Danielle, that's
And I
been
came to learn from her too. No, you dropped some gems. I came to learn from her too. I did serious. I
Jamila
wanted to
always
hear
drops
how
some
you felt.
gems.
That was important to me. And that's why I feel like that's what we're here to do, is to help each other, like she said, heal and get along on our journey. It is never to judge, never to make
Listen, I will honestly, I swear this is my last thing, and then we done. I know we didn't end this thing about 4 times. I can honestly say, like I said, I didn't know Jamila since middle school. Surprisingly, so that was what, like, since like the age of like 13, 14. It's even a lot of things that honestly Jamila has taught. Like, it was essential in me growing up as because she was always a little bit more like advanced than me. And even though we're the same age, there was honestly some things that even she may not even know this, and this is me speaking from my heart. It's even some things that in our friendship she really taught. You know what I'm saying? She just really like taught me. Like, I really pulled from her from a lot of things. So Jamila is.
I have no idea.
Yes,
I told you I could feel that energy, girl. Like I said, no worries about it. I knew you could handle it before I asked, but
that's what I said. You could
questions sometimes, like they're hard.
You can learn from any and everybody.
We're here to grow, right? We're here to grow. We're not here to stay in the same safe space. We're here to get safe space and ask those questions. So, like I said, thank you for being a person to stand up and do that. Like, seriously, we're doing it together. It's setting a standard for the rest of us to be okay with asking of each other these questions, and not, like you said, not being so offended, being okay and open. So, like I said, gratitude. I want it to be a safe space for you to land. Never judge. Never judge.
Well,
yeah, a lot of, I just wanted to say, I'll be doing a lot of comedic, release, but y'all know how I get down. Y'all know I ain't disrespectful or no crazy shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm respectful.
Take me serious, boys. We all know y'all. Look, that Cancer Leo energy comes out at any given goddamn moment. So we,
appreciate it. And some sparks man, for real.
Yes, thank you all. I love you all. I really, really do. And y'all have a great night. Y'all have a great night.
Yes. Girl, you don't see me in Charlotte soon. Love you, boo.
Okay.
Y'all have a great night.
All right, bye, y'all.